Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Hi everybody, welcome to ZealZaddy. This is our 21st session. We made it past 20, which is amazing in our first season. The episode name is Deep Mining. We play at the Adventure Game Store and Cafe in Davie, Florida. Oh yeah, thank you for fixing the board. It fixes the camera. Where if you need any gaming supplies in South Florida, they probably have the most knowledgeable staff you will ever meet in your life about games. Whether it's board games, card games, RPGs, definitely RPGs and board games. So, spectacular knowledge here. They also have a place where you can buy snacks and have drinks and play games. You always hear people playing games here from noon, I think, on the weekend until whatever time everyone's done playing. I don't think there's actually a number to it, but most people finish by about, 11?
Close to midnight.
Midnight?
Yes.
Some nights 2.
Later,
but I don't want to
later than that on the weekends.
Probably not a good idea to promote 2s, but it does happen. During the weekday, what time do you open?
Noon.
Noon. Okay, cool. Noon till whatever time during the week too. Yeah. Awesome. After this game, we play Zealots of Zul, which is a D&D 5e campaign. It is sword and sorcery, minimal but powerful magic, set in an Arabian-esque atmosphere, awesome role-playing, storytelling. Occasionally a giant will punch somebody for 20 points of damage and freak them out.
Yay.
Right.
For example.
It wasn't you that was punched, though.
It wasn't me.
We play Esper Genesis, which is a science fiction variant of D&D 5e. It is not orcs in space, so I don't want you to get that picture, but it definitely has all the 5e elements you would imagine or you would need for it to work. Let's go to the regular screen, play screen. Let's introduce everybody. We'll start on this side with Eugene.
Hello, I'm Eugene Marshall. I am playing Kelrin Ganrick, a Dendus Melder, astral cartographer, and fan of the probability.
Is that anything like Christotunity?
Yeah, that's what he creates them so that he can take advantage.
It's the same thing. Hello, gamer lovers. I'm Keith Dalrymple. I play Marl Yaris, a Star-Kish adept and the crew tech sergeant, who's been in cryo sleep for 12,000 years before joining the crew. Although they could make me the most senior member of the ship.
You woke up pretty awake. I mean, you were rested, well rested.
Yes, with Esper powers. So stay tuned for more of that.
Hi, I'm Kyle Jablonski. I play the Ashen Forged warrior, 1479 Soren, and currently on his way to go mark an X as per the last week's ship meeting, and then we motion passed to mark off one of our foes on the not nice people we don't like living list. We are currently still waiting on Corellian Dubois, possibly Urka, and Albert.
For sure, Albert, damn you. I'm gonna have to toughen Albert up now. He's probably working out a lot.
He's a named villain now.
He's worried, so he's working out.
Hi, I'm Jazz. I play Annalie Safi, the doctor of this motley crew. And she's had one in-day time in-game and already has had so much happen to her. And because of that, she's never leaving, because now there are world-ending mysteries to be solved, and she's going to be the one to solve them. True. And she is not leaving her patients to these people, because clearly 5 minutes alone and they're going to die. And so they obviously need her desperately. So
We did fine before.
Yeah, okay. She doesn't know how, but...
Yeah, really.
Nobody did yet.
Well,
that's actually ignore the other people who have died.
There were a few headquartering events.
Well, look, we've solved our headquartering problem now. It probably won't happen anymore.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And I'm Kevin playing Jack Grove, the human specialist and pilot of the Legacy of Ator.
Ator.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The motion passed.
That's right.
Motion carried.
No longer the meditation.
What was the name of our land vehicle? You named it.
The Landstrider.
Yeah,
Landstrider.
From the Dark Crystal.
Inspired by the
Yeah, by the shape of the
Stilted thing.
thing. And Kevin, your face is definitely covered by the mic.
There's
so
a
that's
little
okay.
bit. There's a little bit of boom in Kevin's face.
Oh. Can you guys slide over a little
He's a
bit?
tall one.
Just for now, and then when we take a break, I'll adjust the mic.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shall
You
I?
get-
Can you see yourself on the screen?
Kevin's definitely the tallest
I meant
one.
to change that mic and I forgot to move it.
Well, yeah.
You,
It's also the camera. Yeah.
you've seen it here, folks. This
There we
is
go.
real guerrilla streaming.
That's
right.
Oh, nicely
From the
done.
trenches. Very
Well done, Eugene. It's good to see the camera and be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm a future-proof operator.
So, anybody want to do a recap of last week? Wasn't a whole lot to recap, but a little.
Some boring things happen.
I vote for
I
Eugene.
think I did last week.
Yeah, he does have a good memory.
Yet I rarely do recaps. You'll notice I always remain silent when these questions are
By the way, this is just something that I like to do. I like to hear a recap from a player because I always hear things that tell me what they thought was important.
Yes.
What they focus on.
And sometimes it's not what I assumed was the important
Yeah.
part.
No, absolutely.
So it's a good way to kind of glean what's happening in their minds.
Okay, let's see how much of this I can draw out of my foggy, I stayed up too late last night brain. When last we saw our heroic adventurers, they were closing in on their hated enemy, in
Picture over there.
her picture, their picture. And I say they, not only to, because we actually learned that this individual is actually 3 brains, or minds.
Like a composite being.
And we found them holding a couple hostage and planning their escape. We moved in. We entered the room. There was a fight. The Endorachiki had implanted bombs in the necks of the 2 hostages. Fortunately, our engineer arrived and was able to disable the bombs while we fought Endorachiki, the ample application of the Esper Killer knife, as well as the ample soaking of lots of damage, allowed us to partially disable their Esper powers. They didn't know that though. So when they tried to teleport away through a wall, they only made it about halfway and ended up merging with the wall to their death. After that, if I recall, we decided to figure out finally to get to the bottom of who is this individual anyway, and cracked open the strange case armor, only to discover to our horror that in fact this was a chimera, a person that had been put together by several different, out of maybe perhaps several different species, like a Frankenstein's monster, one of which was the Atorians themselves, the ancient race that we've been learning about and from whom we have kind of inherited our ship and a lot of our problems, I might add. Beyond that, we then planned a trap for the ship that was supposed to be picking up Endorachiki, only to discover that it's basically a space Uber.
Yeah.
But although a space Uber that is regularly doing business for them and had been prepared to receive Endorachiki via teleportation. After that, I think we turned them over to the station authorities, and this is where I get foggy. Did anything else happen at this
We had a
point?
ship meeting.
We had a
That was
ship
about it.
meeting.
We had a ship meeting.
Ship meeting, that's
We
right.
chose their name.
We made Dr. Safi
A member of the
official
crew,
member of the
officially.
crew.
We chose.
Granted you access to the bridge.
Finally, I can go on the
Yeah.
bridge by myself.
We just hadn't had a meeting for a while, you know?
You gotta do these things. Gotta be formalized.
That's right.
We can't. We're already have enough chaos. We need this one little thing to cling to for normality.
Yeah, I think we need Soren to write up, like, draft up a constitution that we can argue over amendments later.
Soren has the right to bear all the arms.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. So I think that was about it. Did we decide anything else? We didn't decide
Those
what
are
we're
all the
gonna.
hard points I think that happened.
We didn't decide what we're gonna do.
We sort of tabled that in our thought what process was. Soren wanted to go get a nice little shopping list, I think, before we
Good to
head
see
out.
your Matakai buddy.
Yeah, my Matakai buddy.
Buy things that go boom.
Czar.
Yeah, you guys forgot to
It wasn't that we
do my
forgot.
shopping list. So
It wasn't that we forgot, is we were busy hunting a psychic killer.
You can't multitask?
We still
Not when the
have
stores are closed.
we still have our two alien friends. We have the Gavril, which is this extra-dimensional squid-like being, and the Amin, which is the extra-dimensional
Energy construct.
energy construct that's actually some sort of
Super
quasi-organic
Computer.
supercomputer.
Is he extra dimensional? I thought he was enough from ours in the. He was
Well, he could kind of
You're
see
right.
into other
He
dimensions.
might
I mean, he can do
Yeah.
things with
Yeah.
dimensionals,
Yeah,
and
you might be right.
Like the Gavril.
Because they found, I think it was discovered, it might be a product of the Atorians.
yeah, because I remember we were thinking, I thought it would be bigger.
Yeah, right, I was thinking this, what was it, what kind of brain is it called?
Oh, Matryoshka.
Matryoshka brain, right?
Yeah, we thought it would. Well, I thought it was like a huge thing underground. Like, oh, it's this miles and miles big thing, and no, it's Mr.
Oh, it's this
Global.
guy here.
Yeah, it's a glow in the dark alien, so. But thankfully, I might add, I think this was 2 sessions ago, Dr. Safi managed to save,
Jump started.
jumpstart our friend, Global.
And you guys had decided to head to Czar.
Yes, to pick up weapons.
Yes, that is where we have.
But you don't feel armed enough.
And otherwise, the whole system is.
I mean, are we wrong? Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, let me know, please, Mr. Know what's going to happen to us. Are we not armed enough?
And big picture, we did get a message from the Atorian that said we need to get in contact with the Three Child, which is this ancient savior of the Atorians, whose mind is still around in the eldest being.
I don't think anybody said savior of the Atorians.
Oh, that's fair. Leader of one of the factions.
Yeah.
But it has like a religious connotation, right?
Yes,
Dr.
absolutely.
Safi has no idea about this yet, but I'm sure she would have input on this matter.
Probably.
I'd like to think that that since meeting Kelvin, he probably hasn't stopped speaking. And that some of the information that came out of his mouth would include.
I'm certain the Three
that
Child has
data.
probably come up, but not in full context.
I'm pretty sure it got brought up in the conversation of you shouldn't be talking about this, and she had to like shut him down.
Right.
So she maybe knows the name you mentioned,
That's
but I don't
every
think you actually.
conversation with
Yeah.
Cameron.
Yeah,
He's
but
excited to share.
look, she's been there one day. He couldn't have gone into too much detail about it.
Fair. Well, probably once the minute our conversation turns to what the heck are we going to do next, we might.
Is that part of the meeting still?
Or maybe post meeting. We might say,
It's
wait,
po-
wait a
it's
minute.
post meeting.
I think
Let's
we wrapped the
give
meeting.
you the debrief.
Yes, we need there. According to the bylaws, we need at least 1 week or a life-threatening peril before we have another meeting.
We don't want him to get stale.
That's right.
Of course.
So we would probably
You don't want to bog.
And I definitely don't want the stream to turn into meetings.
Oh,
We don't want to bog it down with
Occasionally,
bureaucratic
if
We
minutia.
have a life-threatening
Yeah, oh my
peril
God.
every week.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah, right.
All the time.
Right. Yeah.
We don't want
Roll
to
to stay
bog.
awake. It's a Constitution save.
Yeah.
We don't want to bog
Otherwise,
down
been
in
here one
bureaucratic
day, you had
minutia.
life-threatening crises like 3 times.
No, it's all one.
In one day.
We count it as
It's
one.
been one.
It's just one big crisis.
This is actually the first time you have a
We can
moment
count it
to
as
kind of
3,
breathe.
right?
Three.
Yeah.
3 brains,
It
3
only
crises.
counts as 1.
It only counts as one.
It's a trinity here.
She didn't
Sure.
escape. She escaped, but we were able to get to her, and then so it still counts as one. At least that's the
So,
thought process.
After the meeting, as you're working on the ship, you realize you can probably finish the rest of the work at this point on the way.
Oh, yeah,
You've
good.
gotten all this other stuff in, the hard
Right.
stuff is already out of
I've
the
got
way.
my,
Now it's just
robot
rewiring
crew.
and all that kind of stuff. And you got your robots to help.
Are they capable of like doing repairs on their own yet, or are they just like handing me tools and assisting?
Right now, they can only hand you tools.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
'cause
have
they
to
were-
like
they were-
upgrade them.
They were popped by the EMP bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
EMP.
Right.
They
Yeah.
needed repairs.
So they'll need a reboot.
More than a reboot,
Reboots.
but definitely some
Reboots.
repair work.
So who isn't doing anything currently before we take off?
Probably not. I mean,
I'm always busy with repairs
If something's needed, it's
or modifications. Is Dr. Safi's shopping list stuff that we can get here on us
Apparently.
before we go to Czar, or is it stuff we can get on Czar?
It's certain stuff we can get on
Is it
Czar.
like
Okay.
medical stuff? Or?
Well,
Basic equipment.
yeah.
They don't have good I mean, they were happy there was someone who was a real doctor here. They do not have a good doctor or medical.
Oh,
If we are going
On
to
this
the place.
station.
Hackers kit,
Oh, some more standard
No.
gear.
digital
This is
tech
bizarre.
tools,
Yeah, you want to go to
Some,
some.
I don't mean a whole kit, but you can get that on Czar.
All of that we can
Okay,
get
then-
from the
Because there's
space
some
list.
money on Czar.
Okay, we'll get kibble.
You can definitely get kibble on Czar.
Okay, so maybe Kaya
You
or
get as much
something.
kibble as you want.
Do we
Maybe
have
we could-
enough for the trip
Maybe
to
we can read
Czar?
out Kaya and be like, can you get us some
Silicate.
kibble before?
Oh, yeah. It eats slow.
Good.
And
Alright.
it doesn't eat a ton. It
Doesn't
needs
go
a
through
lot,
the-
but it needs a lot over time.
Because we probably got like a Yukonuba bag of like rocks.
Right.
we
Okay, then
we
my
think
my
the
stuff,
cat
my
eats
shopping
too
list can
much.
wait, I guess.
Does our
Silicate.
Silicate have a litter box?
We don't know. Frankly, we don't want to know.
An extra dimension.
I have
litter
yet to
box?
see-
That is the assumption
yeah.
we have been going
I
on.
get
We
to
haven't
see it
found
in
anything
waste.
yet,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
We have not
Eventually-
found rocks.
One of us is gonna step through some portal and be like, "Oh man!"
Oh, I know. I know who it's gonna be. I think Soren holds the record for most extra-dimensional experiences right now.
The one who's most afraid of them.
At least
I-
they're
No, it's not the extra-dimensional. It's
Probably why it
alternate
happens.
dimension.
yeah.
That's the one that he has problems with.
I also had like a Christmas shopping list for upgraded equipment for everything and a place to grow flori.
Flora.
Yeah,
No.
Do you mean like living creatures or just plants or both?
plants.
Oh, okay, cool.
He has a plan.
I have a
He's
plan.
growing it in a pot.
Is it alive
Plants
still?
are great for
Yes.
medicine.
It's a cactus.
It's a cactus.
Oh, it's a very
It's a barrel cactus.
he
Difficult to grow.
can keep that one.
What do you mean he can keep that
He can
one?
keep
It's his.
Look,
It's his
she
plant.
was in
He's
danger
working.
of dying. She was definitely taking it away.
Oh, that's not a good
It
idea.
has a medicinal
Hi-
value for Soren.
Heidegger has been Soren's constant companion through.
Very protective of that.
Okay, good. No, she'll see the bond and she'll be like, okay.
He'll understand that. Well, maybe not with a cactus, but you know.
It is hardy and it pokes people. We like
I
it.
think she kind of grasps Soren at this point. She kind of realizes
Right.
this is the plant for him.
So you prepare for taking off and you get all of your, the few things you need to finish your repair onto the ship. Not a big deal.
Okay.
Very inexpensive to get the parts that are left. And you're ready to go.
I do know something that Kelvin's gonna do on our trip is do some analysis of George Keep. We're bringing that.
Oh yeah, no, she's already in the cryo.
An
Yeah,
autopsy.
we'll be
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
autopsies.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be a big part of entertainment for the trip.
Alright, so if we're,
Something
without
to do.
further ado,
Yes, we are prepared.
oh, we should
Are-
have
are we
broken
going
a
to go
bottle
in-
on this shit.
That's right.
I mean,
Go on. Rechristening.
Are we going to be going 0G as well? In the
No.
ship?
No.
No?
Standard gravity
yeah,
for travel.
Right, because of the gavel.
for a little
Yeah.
bit, yeah.
You could, with equipment, you could make an anti-gravity section in the cryo room. He could do that.
Did I assist him?
Yeah, but you can't, you need to get the equipment,
After we get to Zara, maybe.
which you can get that in the deep wine. Deep wine station has that stuff.
Is that where we're going?
No, we go to Czar.
Not yet. We
Deep
could.
Wine's kind of the other direction.
We don't have a plan
It
for
is
where
the
to go
other
next,
direction.
so we could go there next.
Direction in space, but yeah. It's a little further from Deep Wine to Czar than Ost to Czar.
Yeah.
We could go there.
And that's, you need that for the Gavril.
Yeah.
But for the first time in 20 sessions, you can go wherever you want and not worry about it. Like,
Yeah, I know.
it's the first time you had a moment to
Our
breathe.
flight itinerary is clear.
Yeah.
Okay, then, yeah, she has the shopping list, she has places she wants us to go. She's made it known to you
Deep wine, you can
guys.
get all of the stuff on your shopping list.
Heck yeah.
I mean, we are still, just to be clear, we are still wanted by the government.
That's
Oh,
true.
absolutely.
I'm not.
You will be.
So guilt by
So-
association.
Yeah, right.
Not if I act like I'm a hostage.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, throw us in
That's
the
one
bus.
answer.
Also, don't many of us have like alternate identity chips for Deep Wine?
Oh, did we get those?
We did.
We did. It's just a question of whether they're
Has that been
compromised or
burned
not.
or not? Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, the place you got those were Czar.
We might want to
if you remember. Because Czar kind of is extra legal.
It's a space truck stop.
So
We are
That has
dealing.
their own government.
We are dealing with the equivalent of the Hutts, as opposed to the Imperials, which is everywhere else.
Yeah.
So, yay,
So it's
crime
up to you.
lords. I'm sorry, completely legitimate businessmen
Right.
who happen to supply us with weapons.
Da, comrade. Let's go.
We don't have to have a ship meeting to
Oh, no.
decide whether
Oh no, I thought we
to take a
were.
detour to Deep Wine to.
That's kind of the other way, right?
I propose we do Czar and then the deep line.
Yeah,
Because
sounds good.
it might be that we.
A lot of the things you'll need will also probably be on Czar.
Not
Yeah,
all of
but
it.
not everything.
Correct.
the important things.
Possibly the anti-gravity measures.
Probably that you won't
Yeah.
get there.
Wait a minute, in order to fully repair a ship, can we do that at Czar, or do we need to go to
To do the anti-gravity, you need antimatter
Yeah.
in a containment vessel
Deep wine.
that you can get in the deep line, you cannot get on Czar.
We can call in. Can we
You
call
can
in?
get the rest of it except the antimatter in a containment vessel.
Yeah, I have all the materials we need to initiate repairs while traveling. But the Gavril is going to be.
Is it a medical emergency? Like, do you think we should go to the deep line first?
Going to be suffering the effects of regular gravity until we go to the Deep
I
Wine.
don't.
But
I'm,
in water, in
Yeah, he's floating in a
fluid.
tank.
I'm unaware how much of a strain it will take. But
Point first.
at the moment, I'm
We-
pretty sure it's not in danger of anything. It's not an emergency. So I
We-
guess
We insist on Czar first.
You want weapons?
if
We need
most
weapons.
of wants to go there first, then
Okay.
There won't be
sure.
a significant delay.
Yeah, so that's fine.
And maybe you can talk to the Gavril in the meantime.
Try.
Just let it know.
Oh, I had an idea about that.
Less gravity
Talk to the
soon.
Gavril.
So which
Yeah, show
room would be
pictures,
for
show
her
work.
like
It can see.
garden
Can't hear.
basically?
Well, I don't know if it can hear. Or live in space.
Not the bathroom.
So if I show it a picture
Yeah.
of my
She's
sailor,
hoping one more nearby
It's
in
like showing
that
you letters,
bay,
right?
but
Not anything.
she would
There's-
take a
It
decent
understands
size.
There's probably an open room
Yeah,
that
that's
would
true.
be
It shows it
quarters.
to us. So,
Yeah.
So which way are you going?
To Czar.
Headed to Czar. We're also trying to figure out logistics of what bay to be used as, like a botany bay.
Body
What?
Bay.
Botany bay.
Uh-oh.
I know.
I don't know about that.
Or
I don't like that name for some reason.
Yeah.
Botany bay. When I say like Chekhov,
Botanics Bay?
Let's not drop any.
botanics. Xenobotanics.
I was gonna say, yeah, I do have
Garden Bay.
xenobiology. I'll
Yeah.
study all the product of the Charter Wars.
Olive Garden.
Arboretum.
The place where all the plants are.
Body Bay.
Okay.
But yeah, there are several quarters that could be probably used as a temporary garden, and we'll just find a bay that's closest to the med bay, not too far off. But
Alright.
basically, it's like cargo bay, med bay, cryo bay, and then the whole ship is just one long hallway from
I am
front
doing
to back.
a floor plan of the ship for you guys.
Yeah,
For
one end
season
goes
2,
to
you'll have the
bridge.
whole ship. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Within this dimension.
I was gonna say it can.
Extra dimensional area.
Those are maps for your own use.
Yeah.
As I said before, the fact infinite dimensions makes it kind of hard to map.
Yeah, I haven't mapped that
We
part.
discussed this. You just use layers in Photoshop.
Because I don't have enough battle mats.
Right.
4-dimensional
Different-
space.
So I
Different
guess
quantum
closest
layouts.
empty like like bedroom I guess is being converted into where I would be keeping all my plants. So I guess
So your bedroom.
my bedroom.
Or Rafe's quarters, or
Rafe's,
you know,
yeah.
something that's not too far from the med bay.
Maybe next door to my bedroom because I'm already set up in that room.
Fair.
Yeah, we can accommodate you with 2 bays close to the cargo bay.
There are some extra rooms, they're just smaller.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Start
you're turning it
small.
into a lab.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Where I would keep my herbal remedies basically and
Botanics.
pharmaceutical plants.
I was gonna
and-
say, it's for medical use?
Yeah, that'd be for medical use.
That's what they always say.
And purely medicinal. Do I
Yeah.
need a prescription for this medicine?
Basically, because you'd have to check with her first. No one
Fair.
is allowed to touch her plants
I've
without
glaucoma.
permission.
And glaucoma, yeah.
So,
You can't even snort the pollen.
No. No one's allowed in or out without permission.
well, you don't actually get to dictate.
No, I know. I understand. It's like,
Boots is doing that with right now.
yeah.
But everyone has access to most places right now anyway.
And doesn't have access to a number of places equally.
And he doesn't have access to some places too.
Yeah, there are a number of places that we cannot go on
So
the
you,
ship.
you get traveling.
Yeah, we get the
I
ship.
do the new normal of starting off some random direction.
Yes.
And
And
eventually turning.
how are you traveling as far as transponder?
Oh,
Silent?
off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get near.
Yeah, we could go head towards the deep point and then just turn around.
Yeah, that's his new normal.
Yep.
Travel the wrong ways and
I like it.
Take an indirect route.
So can I figure out on the trip whether indirect key was made by probably the Dubois out of Atorian parts and other things? Or grown in a tank or sewn together? Like, are there stitch marks of the different parts together?
there are no stitch marks, although there are definite delineations between some sections. Some areas seem to kind of just blend into each other. You know that there are shared organs all through that you can tell from the bit of medical stuff that she can help you with.
Absolutely.
And the DNA is unlike anything you've seen. Or the DNA seems to be stuck in a constant mutation state.
I think that I took some sort of sample from the original Atorian that was in the suit. So I could maybe compare and say how much
And
of
there
it
is
is
some of
Atorian.
that DNA in there.
But not all. It's not
And
just
it is in there in some areas more than others.
Mhm.
Which in an ant, a creature is
Yeah.
doesn't happen.
Right.
Not unusual. It doesn't happen.
Yeah. Right.
And there's a chemical bath in her that stabilizes everything.
More like organic biomes. And
Yeah, right.
individuals
This is
than it is actually three different.
It's an amalgam of
parts.
life.
Yes.
So, but can I get a gist of like, oh, this is far beyond anything
Alien
the Dubois could have done,
soup.
or maybe they've done this. This is within the reach of
You don't know because you don't know where they
Yeah.
were on
the science.
their science scale.
It seems to me though.
They were pretty advanced.
Yeah, I'm an old Starcash codger, but it seems to me that the Dubois facility did have the most sophisticated science potentially
Oh,
in the
yeah.
region. Like
Definitely in the region.
put
In this
people's
system, for
minds
sure.
into sheep and all the alien
If that kept
research.
failing. and stuff.
Right, but even like all the satellite stations where you're from, like I don't think they compared to the type of high science that was going on there. So
No,
it
probably.
had
It was
to be
high
done.
enough science that it attracted the attention of the Silrain Arc.
Yeah.
Of Silrain Prime.
I'd be loath to think that there was some other higher science they created in Dorjiki someplace else.
Right.
Because who are those people and how do we get away from them?
Right.
Alternatively, towards them.
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out whether this was like an Atorian creation or a.
There's definitely a Taurian DNA in there.
But
I don't think they would Frankenstein
is
their
there
own kind.
human DNA?
Yes.
Okay. So. And I think
And
that's
there's
that
a
question.
third thing.
There's multiples.
Oh, there's more than
Am I
Not
that.
able
one-
to
not only
identify
the-
other
Oh my
species?
gosh.
Yeah.
Alien
There's
soup.
everyone but Bellari
Hmm.
is in there.
Because they're made of
And
energy.
some other ones that are smaller population aliens. Because there's more than the 6 or 7. There's,
Right. This was the
Those
big
are
one.
just the ones that have really dominated.
DNA markers from all the common Silrain
Yes.
species.
And others.
Wow.
Wow.
Alien soup.
And some that you don't recognize, but it's really hard to tell.
Right, we'll have to get to that.
Interesting. All right. Well, that's my
It's
trip.
sort of like a virus absorbing other things and collecting DNA.
How much time do we have before we get to Zoran?
Day.
A day,
Yeah.
I don't even know if you need to take, you can take more or less time.
Potentially less than a day's travel to get from Oz to
That's
Zar.
up to Jack and what kind of a mood he's in.
Yeah.
Is he driving like he's driving a Prius or is he driving like he's driving a Ferrari?
He's driving like he's driving a Ferrari, but it's rented.
Did he get the insurance?
I got the insurance.
They didn't sell it to me.
Please be advised, we have crossed off Endori Chiki off the hurt list. That is all.
That was already done in the meeting.
No, well, Soren has to actually go and
Soren
cross
has a
them off.
separate wall of hate.
No, it has to be crossed off on the list.
Yeah.
You see, you gotta make the motions.
So how long would analyze inventory Chiki take?
You could do work on her, on it,
Conceivably.
for a career.
Yeah, like a
If you
lifetime.
wanted.
Right.
But you can learn new things the longer and more time you spend on it.
That makes
On
sense.
I mean, I would
It's like nothing you've ever seen.
Right.
definitely
Even
more
as
value with
as a
mind.
medical person, you probably never even thought it was possible to do
Right.
something.
Biologically, it's
not at all.
extremely strange.
The thing that seems to be holding it together is this chemical bath that is
Within
sort
the
of
suit.
forcing everything to not fight each other.
That might be the place. to
And in some
focus.
places blending into each other. The DNA is mixing and merging.
Maybe string that chemical.
So you're saying they're invincible?
Oh, I know, stiff breeze could kill you. Invincible.
Okay, so
Until they go through a wall.
I feel like
We
all
call
our
it Three
autopsies
Stooges.
will take way too much time that we have on this short trip. So maybe like we were just super curious, but I don't think I want to spend too much time on the way there.
And she's in a place where she'll be kept stable
Have other patients.
and not.
Yeah, I have other patients. I want to get that room ready so I can go ahead and start with having my plants around. And doing more diagnostics on my actual like live-in patients basically. So yeah, it's like
While you're getting things set up,
yeah.
Jack says we're about to arrive.
Fast travel.
Be advised.
I mean, it takes you a long time to set up complicated scientific procedures and medical procedures,
It does.
especially when you don't have all the equipment you need to really like
It annoys
knock it
her.
out of the park. I'm sure.
She says,
The answer to that is money and time.
so I'm guessing
Money's the first one.
Gamrick is with her.
Yeah, I assume I spent all my time doing
You
that.
hear her say under her breath, great will give you patience.
Huh?
Great wheel.
Yeah, you know.
That's an Eldori thing.
Yes!
Yeah.
Imagine!
There you go.
He's just learning, right?
It's all new.
It's-
That's Cash in there with us.
It's a step.
Well, I'm doing rudimentary repairs and prepping the bay, while we travel.
You're
But
fishing
I never hear
repairs.
Boots talk about the Great Wheel. He's always talking about like the sim.
Hacker,
That's true.
Yeah.
eat speak.
He probably speaks to the sim.
While we fly, I'm gonna interrogate the ship a bit. Can the ship now see Endori's form?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Is it surprised?
Yes.
That's what was there
That's a good
before.
question.
Good
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Valid
Mhm.
question. Coaching
There's an
point.
intruder, but it seems to have passed.
Yes, it attempted to phase through a wall and failed.
No, it succeeded.
Well, partially.
Momentarily succeeded.
Another
We
question.
have it under containment.
It's being kept in the cryopods. Have you seen what we're referring to as the amine?
The creature,
The blue creature?
Yes.
Glowing.
I have seen. I had been in contact with it.
Alright, I remember seeing
Before
the
its mind was
contrails coming off
Yeah.
wiped.
earlier.
Oh,
Yeah, I did try to connect.
were you able to, so you were able to actually establish communication with it?
I did until its mind was wiped in the EMP explosion.
Oh, what's its current status?
I'll have to check again.
We were of the impression that it might be useful in calculating the outcome of interdimensional travel.
Yes, it would be.
Hmm.
I knew it.
Well, let me know how that turns out when you get a chance.
I have downloaded some of its capacity, but its capacity was greater than I had to store.
Oh,
Great.
and one last question while I'm thinking about it. Are there any, say, ship's journals or logs in our library?
There are. Nobody's asked me that in a long time.
Could they be translated into Silverane comments?
They could.
Would you translate them into Silverane comments? I'm curious about the ship's previous travels.
Of course. It'll take time.
Excellent, all right.
They're written on paper.
Aha! Well,
How quaint.
yeah, you don't see that very frequently.
No, there was all.
Yeah.
There was a library books in
Yeah.
there. I mean, they were thrown all over the room
Right.
early. I'm not even sure if that room was cleaned up.
That was.
I thought that was probably the previous captain's.
It was.
Okay, well,
You may have taken that room because it was the one nearest the bridge.
okay.
So
Well,
maybe
I'll give you can you show me which
Captain's
books to
quarters,
like
yeah.
I'll kind of work out which ones I'd like to maybe start translating first.
These are very good questions. I hadn't considered it in a long time. Oops.
Good call.
Well, Jackson,
I'll begin the translation of the
existential
laws.
crisis, right?
Right,
Yeah, right?
You had
Yeah.
time. You gotta have a little time.
That'll also help us maybe find where the hell this being is.
Yeah.
Does the ship know that? I wonder.
The log books are the handbound books.
Ah, okay. All right, so hey, Marl.
Yes.
Can I get you have a robot that would be sufficient to turn pages for the ship?
I believe that can be accommodated, yes.
Okay. I'll tell you when we get on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you simply have to turn the first few pages for it.
All right,
Picks
good.
it up.
All right, so I'll set up, in front of one of the ship sensors.
They're like,
Yeah.
Skywalker repair droids.
There you
is
go.
basically what they are.
And you get to Czar. And what do? You turn on the.
No, did we need to before?
You didn't.
No, I'll hail the Madakai directly.
Yeah, we're going to the dark side, right? Or the other
There's
side,
actually,
the far
even,
side.
actually, I'm not even gonna turn on the transponder, I'm just
Okay.
gonna hail it from way out.
If you need
Go to the blue hole. I'll meet you there.
Thank you.
That's the far side.
Yeah.
The ass end of Zar.
Zar is a planet that is owned by a corporation.
A family company.
It's a
A
moon,
family
isn't
company.
it?
It's a moon.
Yeah.
Right, a moon, not a planet, sorry. It's a moon and it is a giant mine of rare metals and common metals too. But the whole planet is just under a giant mining operation. Now the company that owns it hate the Dubois and have had all kinds of bad blood between them over a decade, actually maybe over more than 100 years. And they don't do all the mining themselves, they license mines to all kinds of other companies. So it's just a mishmash conglomerate. The family that owns it is like the family.
Like the mafia.
Like,
Yeah,
like
like
Russian
that.
mafia from
Like Russian mafia.
Terra,
The Vori.
from
But
Old
is
Earth.
it like
They'll probably warn you about that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, these are criminals.
It would probably be smart to
Yeah.
warn you about that.
Yeah, we can get you the debriefing briefly, like a quick summary
But
of.
that's probably why they can get you the equipment you would like.
yeah? But so you
Maybe
guys,
even modify
you
the
guys
ways
have
that aren't
mentioned
legal.
that you are outlaws.
Unjust.
They're wanted. No, it has been brought up. They're wanted.
Wanted by the
Actually,
government
there's
does
been news
constitute
about
being an
that.
outlaw.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been in
I
news.
read about them before they even showed up.
But we're not
Wait,
bad.
by who? By who exactly? Who are they wanted by?
The
system
the system
government.
authority.
The Freesis, and by virtue of Freesis's contract with the Silrain, the Silrain
Yeah,
government
pretty much
has put us on their
everybody.
list. Yeah.
Official.
There's a few friends we got out there besides the Romanovs, right? The company that works with us, the Ings,
Yeah.
Sanran is on your side.
Right.
Sanran and the
We
AIM
have friends in
Foundation.
the Deep Wind near the Crucible.
Got a couple stations with friends on it, but no. Otherwise,
Anybody here? Are you wanted by?
no.
Oh no, this is probably the third.
Here?
No. Czar, no.
This is probably the third or fourth safest place to be.
We're among outlaw friends on Czar.
I would say that of all the places that are safe in the system for us, this is the least safe, just because we can't really trust these people. But they don't
You
actively.
give me these nice silk clothes.
Yeah,
It's
he's
as-
already dressed, ready to go.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
Yeah, it's like old Russian style Terran uniform.
It's as if we landed on a planet with the Trade Federation, but the difference is the Trade Federation isn't looking for us.
So they could betray us any moment, but they haven't yet.
I think
They
that
actually helped you a couple times.
Yes.
I think the fact that we've been a thorn in the Dubois side
Fair.
gives us a little bit more usefulness than selling us out.
So we have a common enemy, basically.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
this is an enemy of mine.
Which usually makes good allies.
Hopefully.
Yes.
So I shouldn't put up the pretense of being taken against my will with you.
No, don't do that.
Please no. Yeah.
That might not go well for you, actually.
Yeah. Not because of us. Alright, I'd say be polite.
Everyone on Czar is on the same side as we are, which is against Rhesus.
Yeah.
Against the Dubois.
Against the Dubois specifically.
Who are now the president of Freesis and
Yeah.
the system, and
The daughter of the president, and then head of science research.
they've dissolved the INCOR, which was the corporate part of the governing body.
That gave the Romanovs power.
Yes.
Oh, that's new. I haven't heard.
Yeah, I think we
Gave
mentioned
them power in
that.
the system.
Oh,
It was
boy.
in one of the news briefs while we were on the station.
There was an in passing mention.
Oddly, they haven't declared war on Czar. Or anything like that.
It's a legitimate business.
Legitimate
By
business.
legitimate business people.
That they can choke out, you know?
We'll see what they say.
Who very likely could fight back.
Be messy. Alright, well let's get in there and see what our Romanov friends have to say.
You can land on port 2.
Very well.
Louisville. Inkasi wants to meet you. So be ready. She's a little technical.
Okay.
Can you remind me who that is?
You haven't met Inkasi.
Okay. And I don't remember.
There you go. Alright, so I'll go land this.
You land, and it's inside the station. You go down into a hole, and then you can land your ship on a bay that opens and closes and pressurizes after you're in. So you don't have to go with spaceships here. With spacesuit. Cool. It's a giant hole of the digital brain, like deep, and there's a lot of heat coming out of it.
Could be a mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, well.
On Czar. Who'd have thunk?
With a floating robot drone, bonded companions following around.
1,
And you land and
3, 4.
you can see that there's some people that are waiting outside your ship when you land. You can see them through the window.
Okay.
So
So I'll announce to everybody we've landed. It's a welcoming committee of sorts out front.
Are they armed?
Including a Matakai.
Our Mordecai friend and some other
Goethe.
Gerta?
I probably need to take off my suit.
Yeah, Tucker.
Yeah.
Now you want to take a shower, get the refresher.
Oh, very younger.
Just saying, I mean, you know, been in there for a while.
A day.
Everybody's
I've been in there a day.
They don't sweat, they pant.
Oh.
But yeah,
Wow.
no, like I guess as he's like, we're almost there, she's like, okay, let me go shower and take care
Yeah,
of
you can shower on the way. Although you have been very caught up in the stuff.
Yeah, she was, but now it's like, okay, now I gotta go
You
get
were
my
lost in the
supplies.
sauce.
And her only outfit, because we didn't really like
Avoid the 4th bathroom.
take her luggage with, that I think about it.
No.
Just her medical tools, which is all she cares about.
Yeah.
So she only has her doctor out
And there are-
basically.
There are some other clothes in here. They're just not of fashion of today.
She just wear her doctor.
In the ship,
Yeah.
they also have forearms.
Yeah, a full closet of
But you can kind
Arcturian
of turn the wild ones into a
tailoring.
belt or something.
Yeah, you just
Like
tie
you
it
have
in
a
front.
shawl tied on.
She'll just wear
Like
her
a- something
doctor's
like a
outfit.
trench
She's got
coat
her-
belt or
she's got her
something.
coat on, her scrubs. She's good.
You can buy some cool retro Russian clothes here.
And you head down.
She doesn't have her name tag on it, though. She just doesn't wear that.
And
How are you to know who you are?
Yeah,
Yeah.
got to ask.
Goethe comes to you. Jack, my friend, and he gives you a big monster
Goethe.
hug.
Cool.
Nice to see
Yeah.
you. I'm glad you didn't fly with your signal on.
No.
I like that. I like someone who has some balls.
Yes, 2, Terran Standard.
I didn't expect you in the blue hole that
Oh,
It took
yeah.
me a moment to get. That was funny.
Xenobiology joke.
Hey, I know what you're talking about. I did band minor. You had a whole unit on that. Very unusual.
You had a specialty in gonads.
That's right. Reproductive organs of
Important aspect of
There you go.
xenobiology.
I didn't expect you so soon.
Well, we're
Her eyes twitching at this conversation.
looking,
You have a new member here.
we do, yeah.
Who is
we
that?
added a doctor to the crew. Annalise Safi. This is Gerta.
I'm Goethe.
Greetings.
How are you, Annalie Safi?
I'm well, thank you.
You were dressed in medical gear, I think.
I am.
Would you like other clothes? We have clothes here.
I will not say no to that.
Would you prefer ceremonial robes, or would you like more casual wear like the rest of your compatriots?
Casual.
You are a female, I believe, correct?
Correct.
The rest of you are males, I assume, right? I think.
As far as we know.
Wait,
Yes.
you're an Ashenborn. Nobody knows what you are, because what you are is in your soul, not down there.
No, we have the equipment. Oh, that's what the briefing manual told us.
Two of Action Force standard.
Yeah.
In the brass variety.
Come, Nkasi wants to meet you.
And Kasi.
I think she wants to give you money for something.
Let's go meet her. Yeah.
I like this person.
Yeah.
We are about to stimulate the local economy. I'll have a list sent up for you, like we talked about before. The items.
I'll get them while you're doing whatever it is she wants you to do.
Appreciate it.
Come. Are you hungry?
We could eat.
Nah, anything other than green cake.
Of course, we barely eat that stuff here. It's only the miners get that.
Oh, well. I'm interested.
Yes, always.
Let's eat. You like food? Or do you eat like what do you eat?
What do Eldor eat?
They eat like food like human food, but just not human food. It's they're omnivorous.
They strike me more as they lean more to the vegetarian side.
They do, but
They're
they're
not very in
omnivorous.
I
touch
know.
with their planet, so there's probably a lot of grains and nuts and stuff in their diet.
I am probably not a picky eater, so
You'll like. We have many foods.
The hospitality here is unparalleled.
Granted, all other hospitality involves bullets at us, so
Everywhere else fits in.
Ah, that's true. You get shot at a lot.
It's difficult to
Stab
ingest
as well.
bullets.
That's what I like about you. You have scars to prove it. You're not going to heal his scars, are you?
they
He's
would not
behind
let me, so he may keep
Good man. And he leads you in, and the other people that are with him continue. Oh, I didn't introduce. This person
You're having a
is Mark
screen
Williams.
problem.
He's our security director. He's been wanting to meet you for quite a while. He's heard a lot about you, but not had the chance to spend time.
only good things. We hope.
And this is Tiana Guy. She is our personnel director.
Are they both human or?
They're both human. At the lunch, though, we have our scientific director wanted to meet you in particular, although with your medical experience, maybe you also.
Is this Nkasi person? No.
She is also She is also Eldori. She's the chief scientist here.
Great.
I did more than want to meet this one.
Good. You have manners. Appreciate it.
I had polite parents.
And he walks you towards there. And the security director goes at the back and he kind of just looks you over as you go and goes, "How are you armed?"
Very well.
Good.
Enough.
From what I hear, you'll probably need your personal arms.
Today? Now?
Not now. Later.
Do you know something I don't? Or should I? I'm now concerned.
I had left my needler on the ship.
I mean, I don't carry weapons, but
You can get it later. That's fine.
I brought everything I need with me.
Your brain.
She does not let go of anything when we leave the ship, so she has her supplies, her weapons. She's prepared for any and all circumstances.
Probably the EVA suits in the pack, just in case.
Yeah, for sure.
All you need is a rebreather. Just jump into space.
No cold.
This moon actually has some atmosphere. It just doesn't have enough that you can breathe without a suit.
Yeah.
But you could use a rebreather or something, and it could
You
make
don't
it
know
workable.
this something could go wrong.
What?
What could go wrong?
Would you think that? Alright.
Especially here, who knows?
So, Kelleran is
all
curious.
all her gear is with her.
I'm also paying
And
attention.
they bring you into the facility, and it doesn't take long. You go through a lot of halls that look very clean and organized and sort of scientific. Like there's a lot of cameras and rooms where there's screens looking down. All seem to be looking at areas that have barely any light in them, things like that. And then he takes you, Goethe takes you to some doors that are opulent. They're like 15 feet high and they're carved. Here's where we will eat. This is in Cassie's dining hall. She'll be joining us at some point during the meal as soon as she is available.
So we don't know who Nkasi is at all. We have no idea.
Nope.
So Kelleran will be like, who is Nkasi exactly?
You don't know her. She's the station director.
Oh, wonderful.
How do you not know the station director? Don't you ever check the sim to see where you're going?
I usually trust my friend Boots to do that, and he just forgot to inform
That
us.
should be typical
Oh.
standard operating procedure.
Boots.
Where is Boots?
He's in a relationship with our ship right now.
Yeah, those cyber hackers there. That's how they are. And the doors open, and they open super smooth. Like they open like butter. And there's like no squeak or squeak, you don't hear anything. And when it opens, the room is much taller than that. And you're underground in here. You went down into the hole and you went into the side, so you're underground. And when you go in, there are all these windows along two sides that show a beautiful setting outdoors. It's really nice with streaming light coming in. Almost romantic.
Screens, videos, or something showing through them.
Yeah, something.
I can appreciate the core.
Yeah, but it is kind of sparse, but old world. There's actually a suit of ancient armor of some kind in one corner from some period you don't know. You wouldn't know anyway, but actually Jack may have some shot of knowing, but ancient stuff. And then there's a long table in the middle that has some table settings set. And there's some staff with trays waiting for everyone.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Very fancy.
Luxurious.
Only the best here. It's the benefits of not being part of the Freesis bastards. Green cake for everyone, What's the point of working hard?
I like the way you think. Not so sure about that working hard thing, but yeah, I like the way you think.
You work very hard.
I guess I do.
We think he works smart.
Whoa.
That's
Yeah,
another form of hard
I'll take it.
for smart people.
Or wouldn't it be for dumb people?
They can't work smart.
But if
They work in the mines.
quite the philosophical conundrum.
Come, sit. And there's little nameplates.
Wow.
Including mine.
Not yours.
Not mine.
Oh,
Everyone else's.
I get the blank slate.
Someone has made a table setting for you, but there's no plate.
I sit down and lean over and say, Jack, do you know which implement I'm supposed to use with which meal? This seems very Terran to me.
Just use the biggest one.
No.
Outside in, all right.
Soren just uses
And
the
you sit
biggest
down
one.
and they start bringing food over after you sit. And Goethe, he stands until everyone sits, and then he's like, I want to thank all of you for coming because you're really going to really help us with a problem we haven't been able to solve in a while. And you happen to be just the right people to do it in causing things.
Interesting.
So, it's a good fortune and making money.
Good.
Okay.
fortune.
All right.
I'll take
And they
those.
all clean glasses, you're not really sure what the hell that is, but. And there's wine in it.
Oh.
Or roll a slice.
There's some kind of fermented fruit in it, fruit juice.
She likes juice.
That's juice, all right.
Yeah, this is spicy juice.
It's spicy juice. She's never really had spicy juice before.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So Soren doesn't really drink. He makes like just to be polite, but he's like,
Your body's a temple.
my body is a temple.
Seriously,
Well, I'll roll a sleight of hand to try and not
Okay.
drink it.
you can do it. Do you have sleight of hand?
I do actually.
Whoa.
Is that a new thing you added?
No,
Levels?
it's just the base what I got for it.
That's how you secret knives on your person, you know.
I'm not
I
proficient
think
in
it's
it.
cool.
Not
I just-
proficient in it all.
I just have
Because of
the
the dex bonus.
because of the dex.
Right.
Dory had that.
Same here.
Yeah. She doesn't anymore.
Nat 20.
What?
He thinks you drink.
This is what you roll natural 20s for.
Well,
That and gambling.
that and gambling.
Drinking and gambling.
There you go.
Ace.
We know where you missed out in life.
Yeah.
Drinking and gambling.
Faking drinking.
Kelleran
Excuse me,
has no
when the
such
poison
safety-
happens, we will be fine.
Yeah, Kelleran has no such safety protocol. Oh, very interesting.
Whoa. And Tiana, the woman, sits near you, probably between the two of you. And
And Tiana was introduced as whom?
she's the director of people resources.
Okay.
Trade with me, I think.
People
my chair
resources,
has
I like that. Human
a little
resources.
wobble.
Good.
Trade with me.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
I hear Zelda.
Zelda's calling.
Oh no.
Oh, there we go.
So when
Phone's
you-
on.
When you head out on the excursion, if you need staff or supplies, you can let me know, and I can find what you'll need.
Okay, well, I won't know what we need until I know
What
what we need.
When Nkasi gets here, she'll explain.
Well, that's
And
good
then-
to know.
Maybe we could go over everything while we're enjoying our meal, so that we can get started right away.
Okay, so
Did you have plans to do anything else this evening, or were you here just to pick up equipment, like Jack had mentioned?
Well,
walking around.
it's,
And I like lean forward and whisper to everybody, like too loudly, what is going on right now?
Most generous.
we are being
Yes,
given a
that's
job.
excellent.
Okay, I guess.
I mean, we mean money is always nice. We do also, we have been looking at our private funds and we probably can't afford everything on the shopping list. So we probably need this job.
Okay, it doesn't seem like we have much choice. Okay, yes, that sounds fine.
Most generous.
I can't wait to talk about it, whatever it is.
Well, Marl, trade with me. Like, see, there's a wobble and Jack won't trade.
Take your drink.
No, not that drink. You can take the drink. Never mind. You can keep the drink.
Would you like water, sir?
We are all right. We are not very thirsty.
We extract water from the atmosphere in small quantities, so we do have some available.
Oh, that is quite all right. We had a lot to drink beforehand. We are fine.
I'd like more of this strange juice.
Trade you my empty cup.
Of course, and that comes from bottles, glass bottles.
I'm guessing
They're
Calvin
pretty-
knows what alcohol is. But
Yeah. And
we're
about
talking ancient Earth era.
that style, it's not ancient, but
It's a
they appreciate the romanticism of old world things.
the old country.
Grapevine booze.
Right, exactly. They would never call it that. They might shoot you for calling it that.
Having
And
it work.
about halfway through, a person the doors open, and when they open, you can see kind of the light just kind of stretch across the room and over the table and open up, and this person starts walking in. And at first she's just in the light behind her, and then she walks forward. And when she gets to the end of the table, she turns and goes one way and comes around in a sort of mechanically way. And you can see as she gets closer, her face looks like it has cut lines, and part of it is robotic, like she's a cyborg. And she goes to the end of the table. I see you're all here, plus an extra.
Yes.
Yeah, I take it you were in Kasi?
Goes, I'm Inkasi Denau. I'm the Blue Hole Station Director. And I've heard that you are occasionally do mercenary type work.
We are troubleshooters.
We have something has been discovered in one of the mines that we would like extracted for Vanya, who you've met, I believe, correct?
Yeah, we
Except you
have
have not met her.
we had dinner with her, if I recall.
Yes.
And then it's over. It's like Vanya's like in charge.
Yeah.
Czar. President Romanovs.
President of Romanov Holdings.
She's the big one.
Yep.
Yes, she is the Don Corleone in this.
Yeah, basically.
In this.
She made us some offers we did.
She cut me these nice threads.
She did. And she's willing to pay for this. It is a, you say, a delicate piece of technology, we believe.
Discovered.
Very old, discovered.
So not ore.
Oh no, not ore.
Do you have an idea on how old? Thousands, tens of thousands of years, perhaps?
We anticipate it to be more than 10,000, maybe as much as 20,000 years. But because of the air in there is so dry, there is atmosphere in there, but it's so dry it has been preserved. So we're very interested in collecting this.
We feel we must ask the question: what prevents you from using in-house security and in-house miners to retrieve said object?
Technical skill and piloting capacity.
Must we fly to this location?
We believe you will have to fly it out.
Is it a vessel?
We believe it's a vessel. And with your engineering skill, you should be able to make it operational again if necessary.
It's most intriguing.
Another Artorian ship.
An archaic ship.
And you are very old, correct? You were around in the old world and may recognize the mechanics of this vessel.
True, some of the technology may be comparable.
What are you offering in exchange for this service? Besides,
Vanya would like you to make an offer of what you would require.
well, the ball is in our court.
You guys see Annalie be like, sit up a little.
We have a shopping list.
Look at you guys. Like,
Dr. Safi, I believe, has some ideas for that.
We should discuss this.
Yeah, we can put together a list for you. Right?
You have the staff here to help you make a decision on what you'd like to do. I will leave that to you, and I will return in about 2 hours. Should give you sufficient time to discuss, correct?
Seems reasonable.
The journey there should not take more than a day at most, walking.
Whoa, through the mines, right?
Are there data files we may look at?
Images.
There is a photograph, but I'll leave that until the decision is made.
Fair. Are there any expectations of threats, dangers, like foes,
There are
defenses?
occasional animals that you might encounter in the mines, but very few of the creatures in there are large enough to be of a threat.
Were there no automated defense systems that came online when you entered the area of this artifact?
Oh no. It's in a cavern of some kind that
We will discuss it. We will give you our answer 2 hours hence.
enjoy the rest of your meal.
Thank you.
Gratitude.
Thank you for your consideration.
Does she look human, android?
Yeah, she looks like this.
Cyborg.
Oh, okay.
Human
She looks like a well done cyborg,
Yeah,
not so robotic.
human with some other bits.
Yeah.
I guess at some point then, Calvin is going to lean over to one of the other people that came in with us and said, somebody said something about a science officer?
Yeah, that.
That person isn't at the meal though, right?
No, but she'll be there soon.
Yeah, we're right next to what, people resources?
I mean, you came kind of unexpectedly, so there
Oh, yeah.
people are having to shut down their work stuff to come and do stuff.
Yeah, I
That's
did
why they're
know.
all coming in and out.
We did not announce our presence in advance. That's kind of our MO.
And Mark says, do you need to discuss this in private, or if you need stuff from us, we can provide you what you would need.
We feel we should discuss this, at least for the moment, in the company of ourselves.
Yes, it is not entirely
And
necessary.
Tiana and he get up and we'll see you in a few hours. Enjoy the rest of your meal. And they head out.
Soren looks under the table for listening devices.
And a servant comes over and pours your water.
Annalie is already done because she eats efficiently and quickly.
This does
So-
seem to be the sort of mission that we would accept regardless of compensation.
It does.
You're not allowed to negotiate.
That's not shit here. There, Mara.
I do want to see that ship. Maybe it's got astrogation information in it. Are you kidding me? We can learn about...
You two are not allowed to negotiate.
Certainly the server is not a spy.
The server's not even close.
Yeah.
They walk very far away to where
Yeah,
the
they would
server
never
is.
put a listening device in our own dining room.
Mm,
I think we have to I would like to include in our bargain that we get kind of a chance to look it over and look at the databases and stuff before we hand the thing over. Just so I can look at the astrogation information. It might help us learn about what the system looked like 10,000 years ago. It might help us learn about where our ship came from.
Could you conceivably do that while we transport? It will take us time to get there, and for all intents and purposes, we will be the only ones who have access to the ship.
Yes, but I mean, we could include that in our bargain just in case something strange happens.
Annalie passes Soren her shopping list.
Why are you giving me the shopping list?
Depending on power and how many
Are you the
modifications
one
may
in
need to be done,
negotiation?
we could have a
We
good amount of
are
time.
negotiating. They are just not allowed to make demands.
Ah.
They will give away the. How does the saying go? They will give away the house and the milk. We don't know.
They will give away the cow, yes.
Unless this ship is on the same level of technology as the Legacy of Ator, repairs might take some time.
We have a blank check, so to speak. What do we want besides information, access to the information?
I myself am in no need of equipment or supplies. I just would like to know I want to know about what's on the ship.
Yes.
Information.
What else do we want?
He said, looking at the
Yeah, I disagree. I think we're all in need of equipment. We've been catapulted into the big leagues.
I can't use any of your fancy weapons or armor.
I would like another suit of finery.
That's arrangeable.
Do not ask for one when you
All
can
your
ask for three.
silks.
Yes.
We require a few things. A drum attachment, a sniper rifle, a heat vibro upgrade for the knife. Not the other knife, the other knife. Strings.
The other knife?
The other knife. Not the one that can kill us all.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a kill us all.
Slug ammo and a heavy rifle would be nice. Oh,
All of your lists can be added to this new list.
and a sniper rifle.
So
Yeah, so mine is Hacker's Kit, digital tech tools, fluoride, medicine, medical equipment was probably the biggest thing. And then enough money so we can get to 0G on the other place.
Do you have hacker skills?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm proficient in Hacker's Kit, that's why I was like, well, might as well get one.
Yes, we might need that.
We seem like the crew that would, use
Always.
this.
All the time.
True that.
When we can't make it work, we just kick it.
Yeah,
until
here's
it starts
nothing on
working.
me.
I'm more of a soft hack.
I mean, what about I could buy a hover bike for no reason at all?
Well,
Having-
well, actually, that would kind of be useful.
what isn't repaired on the ship?
Joyriding, but we have the land
You what?
strider.
What's not repaired on the ship?
The ship, he finished repairs on the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
across.
everything's repaired?
Everything,
Yeah, just put a patch up and it sort of seals itself.
It's not quite like that, but it's similar to that.
It's about as hard, yeah, it's not too hard.
Just put the space tarp up.
Okay.
It'll keep the rain out as
I
long as
guess
it doesn't
I
rain
have-
too hard.
Me and Soren are the ones that really have things besides clothes and
Broad list, yes.
Ooh,
You guys are a cheap date.
we would also like some,
I mean, medical equipment's probably not
It's
the cheap.
expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Especially out here.
Can we fit a starfighter inside of our vessel?
No.
Very small.
Starfighter.
Launch it out.
Yeah,
you
there
know,
go.
if we launch the land strider out when we're in space, it can be a starfighter.
It just doesn't do anything.
It's not falling.
Just
It
floats.
could be modified.
Oh, and some new armor would be
Alright,
nice.
so-
Oh,
Nope.
I was thinking more of the unique items like stuff made by that Celsius Corporation. Chips,
Oh yes, that is important.
better armor, much better armor.
We,
Sure, I could ask for dream items, like, do you have anything that increases Esper powers? Like, they probably don't have anything like that.
some cybernetic enhancements would be nice. They seem to have a knack for it. We have been thinking since our encounter with Urka. Well,
So,
as long as we are,
It's barely actually cybernetic.
I know,
More connections to the equipment rather
Yeah.
than being merged with the equipment.
the seed has been implanted. So, as long as we are fawning over our list of the shopping, are we agreed to take this job?
I think so.
Doctor, how do you feel about this? You're a full member now.
It gives me my supplies, I do not care what they do.
All right.
Careful if you say that.
Yeah.
They have other kinds of jobs for people
Yeah.
who would have that attitude.
And Dory kind of jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So yes,
You don't work
excellent.
the Dubois.
All I want is access to those maps.
Except them, she's, no.
Right. The sender of assassins.
Yeah, no assassins. That was your rule right up front.
Yeah, I don't do assassins.
And you go over your stuff, and 2 hours later, Nkasi comes in, followed by Dashi, who is the Blue Hole director, and she's an Eldori. She looks like that.
Wow.
Tiana and Mark and Gerta. And they come in and they have you completed your discussion?
We believe we have. We have decided, conversed amongst ourselves, and decided to take you up on your offer.
Excellent. Do you have a list of requirements to do the work? And you give a list. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
Weapons,
adding
medical.
down everybody else's
Weapons,
stuff.
medical, and
Obviously, I would include anything that we might need for such an excavation mechanically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Power source,
That would, of
Yeah.
course, be a
relays.
part of it.
Yeah.
Do you ask for money as part of it in there too, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I need enough money so we can buy the zero-G technology.
Yeah. Some
So
Q
however
bills.
much that would be.
realistically,
Thousands of Q bills.
player to GM, how much should we push this job for? That's the real question.
The thing is you guys are uniquely qualified, and they know it, and they know you know it. That's why they weren't like afraid to say it. They're also
We're a team of specialists.
outrageously wealthy
Yeah.
Yeah.
and don't mind throwing money at things like this.
And I feel like
I would say there should be at least X and 5-ish zeros.
Okay.
How much does the anti-grav tech cost, though?
Building that, you probably spend 100K just for that, to get that built.
So, like, with all your weapons
But
and
it
medical
makes-
stuff?
Half that room, anti-grav.
Right. Pretty cool.
so basically we're
Where we need to be.
probably around that area in price range.
Just with the anti-grav. But
Yeah.
that's
Just for
something,
the anti-grav.
that's something we will use even
That's why I
if we
said
didn't have a
X
gavel.
and the zero.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, X is the question.
Yeah. And then plus the.
You would know this is probably at least a $200,000 job. If you have to deal with something
Yeah.
really ancient
Trigger's kid.
with
It's like
skills
a couple
that you're the only ones that
$100,000,
can
Yeah,
do.
couple
yeah,
$100,000.
it's a chump change.
So with all the lists, like all that
You
equipment,
could
that's
probably
still
push
not
that
very
even
much,
higher if you want.
right?
Which
Your
you do,
stuff
I
is
still
like
don't think
$1,000.
too.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
It depends on the quality of the medical equipment.
We'll push that if need be. We have
So-
in-demand skills.
So with everything else, I don't think we're pushing that range, but with our medical equipment, it might be like, but she's not, it doesn't have to be first class per se, but she definitely wants to be able to do certain things. So if they have it, they have it. They don't, they don't.
How about the full list plus 150K?
Oh, 250.
Anything that's divisible by 5.
There you go.
So yeah, Howard's
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
and I want to be able to take a crack at the databases before you hand it
Right,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Right,
salvagers
that was
rights.
part of your
Salvagers
your
rights.
Yes. Our
Finders.
requests
Just,
should be
I'm stealing
reasonable.
it. I'll let them look at it when I'm done.
May we see the list?
Yes.
I assume you wrote
Yeah,
it.
it's a compound list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's literally, it's
She
a,
takes the list.
oh, wait.
You wish access to the database.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so I'll share, of course, but I'd like to take a look at
She
it.
smiles. Of course.
Excellent.
It makes sense that you would ask for that. And
That part is critical.
I'm a stellar cartographer after all.
and they go, we agree to the terms.
Excellent.
Splendid. The equipment, some of it you'll have to pick up in Deep Wind after the fact, but you know that we're good. The rest of it we will start collecting now, and it will be ready for you by the time your work is done.
We're going to deep line anyway.
You were, yeah.
Might as well just ask for zero-G then and send the money.
Either way is fine, yeah.
We can have that done. However you wish to have that done.
Either side.
We have a person in the Deep Wind that can prepare the antimatter containment system.
By the way, it's ready for us. Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
It was anticipated that we would go there.
Yeah,
He also wants
if
some
they have it
of
ready there, we just pick it up.
And she goes, then we're in agreement?
Yes. I believe.
Agreed.
We have a photograph of the vessel. Now, the photo that I have, the picture I have, is not in the cave, but this, she lays it out for you.
Yeah, I've got a certain story. What?
Wow.
Wow.
We have not been able to age it, and we're not sure when it was manufactured.
What's it doing out here?
Yeah.
But we believe one of the early, people who were in controlling the planet collected ancient artifacts and may have tried to fly it through the caverns and crashed or that person disappeared, apparently. It was before Czar had before we had controlled the planet of the moon. So
Okay.
we're hoping that your expertise will allow you to extract it.
So, do I? Unlikely, but I do
You
have.
now have the flight recorder.
I have lore, and it says I have a
Yeah.
special expertise in history. Any chance I might have studied Terran history and recognized even
Maybe roll.
that's a flying
With disadvantage.
thing?
Yeah, even still, there's a propeller.
They're pretty sure
Anyway.
it's a flying thing of
Yeah,
some
it's some
kind.
advanced archaic
Okay, one of these is up here, so
atmospheric transport.
there we go. Double nines. So in the bud, I have +9, so 18.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm like, it looks
You're
like
pretty
it
sure it's a
flies.
flying thing
Yeah,
of
it
some
looks like it
kind.
flies.
Quite advanced in age.
Old flying thing, interesting.
Can I also make that?
Do you have history,
Lore.
lore?
Yeah, I have lore.
You can take a shot.
Disadvantage.
Anyone who has that has history, has lore.
I don't have proficiency in it.
And Jack can roll
What do I
just
know
roll
about
that.
history?
Yeah, right.
I'm from history.
You can probably make a pilot.
Both 11s.
Yeah, I rolled
What is
double nines.
this?
That's a 15.
22.
You've heard of craft like that. Those were really early flight machines that, I mean, nobody's made them for thousands of years, but
It's very unusual.
you know that they were flown by only pilots, that it was mechanical, not digital.
Will that change the equipment you choose to bring? You knowing it's a mechanical flying machine?
No, I have my mechanics kit.
Is it powered by some sort of radioactive fuel source?
Thorium? Probably.
We
not.
don't know.
We'll have to find it.
Maybe we want to bring a selection of fuels.
We would like an increase in pay
Yeah.
now that we know it is dangerous.
What do you mean dangerous? It has no
We don't know if it's powered by primitive nuclear power.
The whole thing could be radioactive.
With the power source and the proper connections, it can be modified.
No, this is the part we negotiate for a higher fee.
Vanya is very interested in adding it to our collection of artifacts.
And if
It
they,
finds us very intriguing.
so player to GM, did they mention specifically that they thought it had an Earth origin or no? They have no idea about that?
That is
They just
Okay.
aged it.
Okay. I just,
and they don't even know that.
Right, 10 to,
Wow.
who
Okay.
knows, thousands of
Yeah.
years old.
so yeah, I mean, Kelleran doesn't recognize it as Earth or Terran at all. It's just,
Yeah.
that's a strange thing. Okay. I guess the ancient people here left one of their relics behind. Great.
Very primitive.
Very.
Forward turbine.
Apparently, it
Confusing.
is a flying thing.
It looks like it meant for atmospheric travel.
And we've heard that you are quite the expert of a pilot.
Well,
Since to fly it out, you'll have to fly it sideways to get it out of the caverns.
Pilot Jack can
Yeah.
fly anything,
Shouldn't be a problem.
anyway.
I hope there's an atmosphere around here, otherwise it's not going anywhere.
When you go into the caves, there's more atmosphere than there is on the surface.
Getting a lift with no air.
Will we require EVA suits to get there?
You will not. There's enough atmosphere down there, and we pump in extra atmosphere.
Splendid.
Although that cavern is newly discovered, so
Very well. I think we can begin this
Oh,
salvage operation.
one more thing. A small database of the silicate creatures that dwell there. So that we know them upon encounter.
the silicate creatures. What does that mean? And then Dashi says he wants to know what animals live in the deep mines.
Yes.
We'll supply you the data.
Gratitude.
Although it has been changing lately because of the atmosphere, some of the creatures are becoming larger than they used to be.
A simple cross-section of visual files should suffice.
Yes.
This is good.
Do we need to get shipwrights tools.
Oh, there you go.
I have what functions as those.
Excellent.
Got my multi-purpose.
You probably
scanner.
actually do recognize things like that from,
It's got a front forward turbine
Right.
and a tail for lift, obviously.
I mean, it would have been ancient then,
Yeah.
even. But you probably knew it from history books, like that kind of thing. And you know it's a flying
Yeah, I
device.
guess we may have had similar models,
You did.
but
And all
centuries
all
old.
of the species went through that
Yeah.
period at
Yeah.
some point.
So, definitely archaic,
Could you imagine
especially
a
interesting.
species that just jumps right from the propeller to a rocket-powered engine? That would be a fun species. Wouldn't be a long-lasting species.
Yeah, they would blow themselves up.
Sounds great. What do you mean the engine is nuclear powered?
Go Howard Hughes on it.
Ah, finally, the plane is being built for what it was originally intended for, to defy the U.S. government.
Right.
And they say, we'll start collecting the material you need. For the journey, do you need anything?
We don't.
We assume you will need tools, and we do have tools that we can supply.
I have a
Yes,
proposal.
I have some tools myself. I
Perhaps
suppose.
think we should use the land strider for
Would you like
transportation and or
some
towing.
workers to carry the tools for you?
Maybe some employees. Night vision
Tiana
goggles.
says, I can have some people who can carry the tools. They'd be more than happy to escort you all the way to the device if
Anyone who
necessary.
could serve as a cavern guide, and I suppose supplies for a day or two.
Yeah, a few
Should it
days.
take us
Well, extra.
a while?
It's one day there. Who knows? We might have to. Well, if we don't get it flying, we gotta walk back.
We can get
Maybe make
Have
it 3 or
supplies
4 days a week even.
prepared.
Some of that wine.
It is probably advisable to carry green cake because it is light and carries enough nutrition to get you through the day very easily.
Clearly, is not
More easily
spoilable.
than the fresher foods that we supply.
A bare minimum as rations go, but it will serve.
It's not perishable, that's for sure.
Bring spice,
And then
bring salt for the green cake.
only plebeians use salt. We use cumin.
Kasi goes, while you were eating, I had heard rumor that you were attacked on station on Bit. Is that the case?
Perhaps.
Yes.
We have encountered old friends, so to speak.
Was it the Dubois?
An agent of the Dubois?
Yes.
It was a prolonged encounter, though ended well for us.
Poorly for the agent.
Would you like a retaliatory strike of some kind to let them know that there will be equal retaliation on future fronts?
That would be excellent.
Yeah. What did you have in mind? I will say removing this agent is actually a pretty major blow.
We have a new person in our employ that knows the Dubois well and can make a strike.
I think I have an idea who this
That
might
would be very fitting as well.
We smell irony.
Yeah.
We could leave that at the discretion of the Romanovs.
Yes.
We believe we have sent a very clear message in the destruction of this agent.
But
If you wish
And
to
yet.
act of your own volition on our behalves, we will not stop you.
I'm sure
You
Boots has sent
uncomfortable
We
with
wish
some.
this?
the Dubois to restrain themselves better.
We would.
And we are. Vanya's given us free rein to make it known that we will not tolerate the exclusionary tactics they're using at this point.
May I make a suggestion?
Of course.
If so able, we do know they have a lab there where they commit atrocity experiments on living creatures.
A sheep, for instance, correct?
Yes.
If you could perhaps target that area and liberate.
We cannot do that at the moment.
We have done that twice.
That is the most offended place on Phreesis at this point, and they were already nearly that before.
And I should warn you, there's a lot of volatile material in there. Hitting it from orbit would be
We've heard
unwise.
from your last excursion.
Yes.
You informed Bonnie of that.
Yes, we have targeted that place twice.
We are targeting stealing some of their sheep. We have stolen several already, and will continue to do so.
Excellent.
We're now sending them out of system to be studied on Terra
One in George.
to get them out of their reach.
My suggestion is wherever it hurts most.
One in Ralph.
I,
One in George.
I think we all agree that the insult shouldn't go unanswered.
It should be equivalent, though. We don't want it to.
Proportional.
Right. It needs to be a proportional retaliation. We don't want to make it worse for everyone. We want it to halt.
Fair.
I'll leave you to your own devices, and we'll start collecting what you need. If you need anything else, Tiana will be here, Mark will be here, and they can supply you. Gerta, of course, is working on the supply list for the things that are less civil.
You can say illegal. It's fine.
Weapons.
They're not illegal here.
It's good to know.
Munitions.
They're only illegal to transport to here.
Reminds me of something I'll have to talk about later.
Alright. If you wish to enjoy the rest of your meal, you may, or Tiana will escort you to your rooms. You will have a wing to yourself.
Excellent.
Kelleran is happy to have a conversation with the science officer eventually about whatever it is that science
She'll
officer
stay
wants.
with you.
The hair was quite
Is
exquisite.
Tian the science officer? No.
Dashi is the science officer. Tiana's the people resources.
HR.
PR.
Clothes was
People
mentioned?
resources, not just humans.
What?
Clothes was mentioned?
Yes. Tiana's, I'll supply you with wardrobe.
Appreciate it.
Yes, as well.
I saw it on the list, and we can add a few more. Those are easy enough.
Much gratitude. Should we divulge the identity of the agent to allow them to compare the level of retaliation?
Why not the
That
name?
should be
Not
made
the,
as
not the
a statement.
biological identity, but the name.
Yeah, right.
What do you think?
As long as they do not
I
know.
think-
As long as they do not know that we currently have
Fair.
it in custody until we are
Finish here.
finished and perhaps willing to release. If we don't throw it into the
Simply
incinerator.
Name and rank.
Agreed. We'll pass that along too. The name of the agent was Norchiki. Maybe they'll know what that means, maybe they won't.
Who are you telling that to?
Whoever's there.
And whoever was it wasn't
Dashi.
Nkasi. Whoever was.
Nkasi is left already.
Yeah.
Tiana's there, Dashi's there, Mark is there.
Yeah, whoever's left behind.
Dashi and Tiana.
Why not
Pass that off.
just to them?
And Gerta is the one first and most taken aback. You took down Indora Chiki?
It's not easy. Mostly she took down herself, but
She was no match for the Boston crab, as they called it in the textbooks.
They were a high staffing agent of the Dubois, yes?
Highest.
that's why we said when you proposed the
And Mark starts looking at his device, and his eyes widen, and he shows that to Tiana,
Look it up on the
and
side.
her eyes widen, and Dashi goes, "That was the right hand of the Dubois, was it not?"
Was.
It did seem like a lieutenant of sorts.
yeah, at the forefront of all their misbehavior, it seems.
And you're sure that that person is perished?
Unless they've got more than one, yeah.
In my expert opinion, they are dead.
They have been stabbed multiple times and had various appendages broken in irreplaceable ways.
The theory was that it was Promethean. Was that correct?
Really?
Seems to be something like that.
That is inconclusive.
I'm not a medical doctor, but definitely. Well, I guess Prometheus is like genetically enhanced
Advanced
humans,
humans.
right?
Yeah.
Like definitely genetically advanced with humanoid elements.
That sounds like a Promethean.
We felt it was more passion forged in nature, in truth. Not that we have any knowledge on the subject.
Dead though, definitely dead.
That's very interesting.
That's
Vanya
why-
will be very appreciative of that, although she will also be concerned now that the retaliation has to be a harder target to make it.
This is why we
They sent Indore, they were
spoke of.
they were after something important.
Yes. This is why we spoke of the fact that the death of the agent may be a message enough. Now about those green cakes. We got some.
And everyone leaves except Dashi,
Okay.
the Eldori. I heard that on the surface of the planet, you're a medical officer of some kind.
Correct.
I have some questions about the sheep.
Yes.
Do you know of the sheep?
We are aware of the sheep.
Are you aware of the sheep?
Dr. Safi.
I'm so sure. Kelvin, I mentioned it to you. Remember when I talked about the consciousness transplant technology and then I was told to shut up?
We remember.
It was mentioned in my presence.
We haven't fully brought her up to speed, but she's more than able to keep up once we do. Would you like to know more?
Mine's into sheep.
We need more sheep. But it seems like whatever technology they were using was rewriting the memories into DNA, and it was remaining just untappable. And we're starting to extract memories again that we thought were lost, which is very interesting to us. But we thought you might have more insight into how they could do that.
So, back up. Can you remind me who the human was, whose memory was in the sheep? It was one of the guards, right? Wasn't it one of the Dubois
Yeah.
guards?
Yeah.
It was one of the guards from the group that initially tried to kidnap
But they
someone.
also said that
Right, he got
that
shot.
the Dubois would
was
do
right in
this
the sheep.
frequently to enemies of theirs. They would just leave them in the hospital alive,
Which is
with their
what-
minds wiped. And
Which is
nobody
what
would know.
happened to Eddie Tusk Jr.
That's his son.
So, what kind of, what kind of insight can I help provide? I guess
You were in the lab, were you not?
yes. You can describe
Was
it.
there? We're not sure how they compressed the mind so much to make it so small it could be storable that way.
Do I have a memory? I remember being in
We
that
saw
lab,
that
giant
lab.
library
Yeah.
area. Do I have a memory of how that technology was done? Was that something they borrowed from the Atorians? Was it powered by the Sorium D reactor?
There were a couple
Was
of
it-
stations inside the
Well,
lab.
the Sorium D thing wasn't
Really?
necessarily a reactor. In fact, if you remember, it looked like you assumed it was a Matrushka brain of some
Right,
kind.
okay. So that might have been the thing processing the
Maybe.
information, yeah.
That could do it, probably.
Right,
And I
'cause
didn't-
otherwise the lab was just like a station, and, place to park the sheep, and a console at the far end, and then there were like people snogging in the next room.
Okay. Does that sound right?
Well, there were two labs.
Yeah, that was the second lab.
The mean
First
has
one we went-
Those two have
more
never been in
data
the
than
first lab.
cellular.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that's
So
a sheep
maybe-
mine lab I
Is
remember.
it possible that the mean was doing it? Did they have the
If they
mean?
moved it back and forth, I don't know, they had it in the tank. I remember,
That's the
I mean, I'll explain the equipment that I dealt with that was really highly advanced sonic equipment that was focused on that room. I never really did understand why,
Yeah.
like
That-
what its
that-
purpose was.
That was for the spatial distortion room, right?
So I'm misremembering. I had thought that place where we had that combat, where when you stepped into the kind of like event horizon,
Yeah.
you appeared over on the thing. I thought that was like an energy source. Am I wrong? Am I just remembering back? Or we never determined it.
You never determined it.
Could have been.
Wow. Okay. I realized we left that.
It's a fair
giant-
guess.
Yeah,
I thought I had a handle on that. And that
No,
was
we
like,
never
right.
really knew what that, except that it did teleport us.
You know, definitely warped space and time.
And was that connected to where the consciousness were being processed, or was that
It was in,
a couple
Well,
rooms down? Or no?
It's
it was in a
that,
different building.
I was gonna,
Yeah.
But I mean, they could have been connected underground.
I mean, part of this is
Different
just not
departments.
remembering that.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
couple months ago.
as I recall it, there were three distinct things. There was the alien creature feature lab that
Right?
that was our most recent assault.
Mhm.
There was the sheep pens and the sheep memory thing,
Yeah.
and then there's the
D
spatial distortion Sorium D thing.
And
Like,
did we get any a sense that they were somehow working, like that they were separate?
I think they were separate, like a different department right down the hall, sort of thing. They may be
They were
connected.
very near, the buildings were near each other.
Yeah, because snuck into the sheep pen, got in through, fucked about with a few things,
Yeah.
and then eventually made it to the spatial teleportation room before we left.
I feel like we really could have spent a lot more time looking around some of those areas.
Well, yeah.
Except,
Yeah.
I just feel like we were there, we missed a
Complications
lot of-
involving bullets.
a lot of stuff in those
I
areas.
mean, we did
And lasers.
Yeah.
and drones.
So when we went into the alien labs, were the aliens were hooked up? But I thought you get the impression it was just like to keep them alive, to do some basic censoring. They weren't like the amine wasn't hooked up in a way that would suggest they were using it as a processing chip. We couldn't
No,
tell,
not that you can tell.
but it was.
More like
seem like it.
sensors,
Yeah.
sensors and life support.
All right,
Yeah.
so the amine wasn't probably doing it. So maybe it was whatever was in that distortion. Another amine? I mean, I don't even know.
Two amines?
Well, I don't think they control that technology yet, or we wouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, okay, so I guess Kelrin is gonna recognizes that his default to just explain everything to strangers. He's gonna try and rein that in, but he is gonna share a little bit. He's like, well, listen, you see, now you've probably, I don't remember how much of this we've shared with the Tsar Romanovs about Itorians. At least mentioned any of the ancient Itorian stuff to them.
We need to make a flow chart to see
No, probably not much.
how much have we.
Don't tend to discuss that stuff.
I know, I thought we kind of left the
Anybody.
Itorian stuff on the DL.
We did.
Kind of enough to make them boogie.
Okay,
in,
I remember,
to
I
screw
remember.
with that technology because it
Right.
can suck everything into a black hole.
We
That
did
was
talk
kind of-
about that.
That was where we
Yeah,
left.
I remember we gave them the sheep, George, and all the info behind it that we gathered, and we did gather some stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. We did not tell them about the Atorians, the Tree Child, or the nature of our ship,
No.
because we feared that they will try to take our ship.
Confiscate our ship.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have not told them anything. Oh, and we told them about don't bomb the place,
Because of
possible black hole.
So I guess summarizing, well, we do know that they've discovered or have been developing technology that evolves, and then I'll follow up on what Jack was saying, this like space warping thing, and there may be some sort of hyper advanced computer inside that is they're experimenting with that can process this information at greater rates than anything we've ever encountered. But I think to power it, it needs to be incredibly volatile source of energy, this alternate form of sorium.
That would make sense to why they would have that thing that they told us about,
Right. So that's
black hole generator. or
how
whatever it is.
they are probably doing it. Where exactly they got that technology, I don't precisely know. If it was discovered or invented. The history there.
We'll try and look into that. Thank you. And she stands and heads out. We'll see you in a few hours with all of your gear you need for the trip. Into the mines.
Splendid.
And this is where we'll take a break.
Okay.
Hit the button, Frank. We're on.
Hi everybody, welcome back. We're back from our bio break, and they just ate a nice meal,
That's right,
and we're
feast.
hired to go find a biplane in a cavern and
Yes.
somehow fly it out
You
We'll be
know?
fine.
without crashing.
Well, crash and hoping it has enough fuel to actually do
I
that.
think they used to be used for something called dog flights.
Dog
Dog
flights
flights.
and crop busting?
What's a dog?
Right.
Don't we have to meet a scientist first before we head out?
She was in it talking.
That was the person I spoke to who asked the question
About the sheep.
About the sheep.
Oh, that was the.
They wanted, because they have one of the sheep we brought. We delivered one of the sheep and they were trying to figure out how it works.
Collecting more.
That's right.
collected
We've
some
been stealing a
additional
few extra sheep.
We are a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Emily
still-
is definitely interested in.
We still
Yeah.
need that data
Yes.
file on the flora of Zara's cave systems.
Right.
The fauna, I should say, the bestial creatures that live down there.
And just to be clear, like, I would say that whenever we got the actual chance in game, that Keller would be like, all right, let me explain what's been happening. Okay, first, no, it's too much. I still know. You know.
The
Give
entire
you the-
time you were in
You can
the
explain.
cryo bay together.
Let
Outside
me
of game, you
explain.
explain.
Too much. Let me sum up.
Yeah.
He probably told you his life story.
Yeah, you can sum it up outside of game.
97 years ago,
Just let me know
a man
if
and a
you
woman
do,
that
so
loved
they'll
each
know
other
what
very
she
much.
knows. That's all. Like, he didn't know about Endora Chiki, and that was cool that he didn't know
That's true.
until she was there.
Oh, no. The version that Keller
Like-
would give
like
is
I
not
knew about
very,
her, but I didn't
no,
know.
it's just about the
Yeah.
science.
Whatever killer. The E in Norwich.
That's right. You didn't know who
Would
that
have
Yeah.
recognized her in a concession line.
Tiana says, let me take you to, she comes back and says, let me take you to get you in appropriate apparel for the mines.
Oh, yeah, mining clothing. We get like a helmet with a white on the front.
Of course,
Except
they're in the mines.
A pickaxe.
And there are mines strung about 2/3 of the way out to the cavern.
Any canaries? Sorry, I read a story about it. Gets embarrassed.
And she takes you to a room where there's clothing that is mine appropriate. And there are helmets that have a light on them. There's also breathers, little breathers that convert the chemical in the air to the oxygen level you need,
Right.
as based on your species.
Coal dust and whatnot.
And there are 3 other people in there, humans that look kind of older and slightly bent, but they have all this equipment on their backs, to carry for you guys, tools mostly. And
veteran miners,
yeah,
also spelunkers.
anybody, one of them, looks like maybe the oldest one was, anybody afraid of the dark, enclosed spaces, wide open spaces opening in front of you inside an enclosed space, sounds that silence, anything we need to worry about?
Dying?
Well, we're all worried about dying. That's what we're here for, to make sure no one dies.
Okay.
Only normal levels of fear.
Oh, good. Thank goodness.
No, we have no fear. That's why we take the combat drugs.
Why?
Oh, gotta add that to the list. Combat drugs.
What about fear of a loss of combat drugs?
I think we call those withdrawals.
Yeah, there's the shakes.
I got the DTs.
No.
Let's look at your list.
So we have Manny, Mo, and Jack.
Because I'm
And
Lhasa,
Oh, okay.
this is Olena, and that's Kiska. We're gonna guide you to the caverns.
Excellent.
If anybody gets lost, you'll have a beacon that will tell us where you are.
Oh, that's wise.
Please don't get lost.
I'll try not to. Will we be doing anything like, is this walkable, or are we gonna have to like rappel at any point, or climbing ropes?
It's walkable part of the way.
Okay. Will there be
We'll be
room?
doing some rappelling and some squeezing through some tight spaces.
Cables are standard for small drops.
I'm guessing you'll have cables and ropes for us.
Yes.
I didn't ask about that before.
We defer to your expertise.
And there are a couple places with natural stairs, for lack of a better word, but they're not really stairs, but they're climbable like stairs.
Splendid.
There's not much water down there. There's almost nothing in the air. The moon is pretty dry. But we have water with us.
Okay.
Somebody said they needed to know about the fauna and flora.
Yes.
There are small worms. They're not going to hurt you. There are worms that get about the length of your arm. If you fall asleep on the floor, they may drain a little
Of your blood?
of your blood. If you stay on, if you sleep on the floor, try not to sleep on the floor without something around you, wrapped around you. We have bed rolls that are lined that should make them unaware of your presence. The larger worms, they will just eat you. Definitely stay away from them.
Do we have any worm repellent?
No, they don't come around that often. They're so rare.
I don't think you know my luck. Do they respond poorly to getting shot?
Well, everything does.
Okay.
They there are some insects down there. Well, I don't think they're actually insects, but insect-like creatures down there. A few of them are venomous.
Which ones?
And he gives you a list of some. They're all pretty small, but they're not going to be bothering you. You're too big for them. The only things that are big enough to be a problem are the larger worms and the medium worms.
And the fauna?
There's some molds and fungus that are living down there. I wouldn't eat any of it. We've never tested any of it to see if it's edible, but
I don't think now's the time.
yeah.
Molds and fungus?
Some mold is quite delicious.
There's just not
Some
enough
fungus.
water for much fauna, but there's a little bit here and there in pockets.
Very well.
I definitely on the list of supplies needed, like little test tubes basically, so I can extract some samples.
Sample tube.
I also
Sample
have
tubes!
Be advised, do not sleep on the floor.
2 mag
We
seal
will
jars.
pass it along.
So
If you come across eggs, those are ours. We'll split them with you. The value of them.
you mean
Oh,
worm
okay.
eggs?
Yeah, they're worth a fortune. They're so good.
Oh,
Yeah, the eggs lay worms. The worms lay eggs.
and you eat them. Okay.
Yeah, when we can find them. But if you find a batch of eggs somewhere, damn sure there's going to be
Worms.
worms around there. The big ones. Only the biggest ones lay eggs, so be aware of that.
You're giving me a phobia of eggs.
Well, they don't lay eggs in you or on you.
In me. Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
Some creatures do that.
I remember having eggs at the feast.
They're really very valuable.
Oh, I love them. So good. Especially raw.
Oh.
You just pop the end and you can drink it out of the egg itself. Although, honestly, eating the egg shell is pretty good too. Good calcium there.
I will take your word for it.
We are curious of these eggs.
We must add it to the list of things to explore.
I'll stick to the green tea.
All right. Are you ready?
We believe we
Yeah.
are.
Let's go.
Let's start the descent. Now, I have to tell you, it gets hot down there. Because, I mean, we are next to a geotap, so, the thermal tap is pulling heat up all day, so it makes it all hot down in there.
Okay.
Anybody have problems with heat?
Do I?
You know.
Nothing unusual.
Do we have adequate ways to hydrate?
Yes.
Wet water and your clothing is
Still soup.
made to
Catch
Take
pockets.
up the liquids.
Let me take his water, Father.
And at first you're taken by a cart
Oh,
for a little ways
awesome.
to what looks like two giant pieces of rock were like this at an angle, and for some reason it kind of did that and kind of opened up at some point and left this kind of crooked walkway in.
Okay.
And so even when you're in it, you can't stand straight up. You have to be
do
leaning on the
this,
wall.
yeah.
Yeah, this leaning on the wall. Don't worry, it's only like 2 miles of this.
Oh my god.
Oh joy.
Oh, I should have gone better
I should have brought my Cirque du Soleil
You got
here.
good shoes on. They gave you good shoes. You're equipped for it.
Alright.
I mean, back may not be.
Yeah, just a lot of this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Have any of you have any of your characters got any kind of spelunking or
Probably soaring.
like nature travel skills?
Athletics,
You do?
climbing
Yes.
abilities.
What do you have?
My character, like, because their planet is basically druids. She has done this to discover
Oh,
new
yeah.
flora, new
Okay.
fungi.
A lot of it.
So it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, no,
Catch
she's
more
excited.
efficient
She's like,
survival.
she hasn't been here before. This
Yeah,
is
nice
new.
one.
There's a species she hasn't heard about before. Several of them.
Mhm.
She's ready to go.
Up in the crevasse, there are strings of lights that have been laid all the way through it, pretty high up. And it creates enough light that you can see pretty clearly here. And Burgess says, "I'll get your stuff. You guys are in good hands." The three of them are. In the old days, they would call them like three amigos.
Oh yeah?
You're good.
We will see.
I'll have as much of your stuff available as I can get now when you get back.
Drive it too.
Fortune.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bert.
Favors the bold.
And he heads back. And
Good
it's
fortune to
you
us
guys and the three Sherpas,
Mm-hmm.
who seem overloaded with equipment. Like, damn, that's a lot of equipment for three people to carry.
Prepare.
Do you require assistance with some of that equipment?
No, we carry this all day.
Anime level backpacking.
Bigger on the inside it is the outside.
He's got all of his cooking gear plus the pot.
And you traverse through the cave. Maybe con checks.
Oh, sure.
Actually, make it strength checks. It's not cons, strength.
Okay. That's what I'm a space Viking.
I'm gonna
If you miss it, your back is really sore
Oh
after.
no, my back is sore.
amplify ability.
Damn, that made me very sore.
19.
13.
6.
Oh my god.
6.
It has been
I'm doing just what Soren is doing.
You're big.
What'd you roll? A
How'd you
one?
get through?
a 2.
2.
It has
Your
been
back's a
some.
little sore. Just from the angle that you have to be at all the time for like 2 miles of travel.
It has been some time since we have been spelunking. The last time we were in a cave for an extended period of time is
And when you
we
get
were
out?
when we were hired to break a strike.
There's nothing like climbing through a robin's
You were the
tomb.
one I was least expecting that to happen to.
We are out of practice and rather large.
Elena, crack his back. And Elena comes over, take off your pack. And she gets you, like, put your arms like this. And she like gets it and she, for as small as she is freaking strong. And she lifts you up and shakes your back down and your back cracks.
Thank you.
And it feels good.
I also got 13.
And the people who can see her, you can't, on her face can see just condescension. But having to do that for you, for the big one.
So I see this and I say I can also use spinal adjustment.
Ah, okay,
With
no.
my back.
He comes over.
How much do you weigh soaking wet?
I'm about 150, I want to say. Yeah, 150 pounds.
Okay.
I'm not that bad.
All
She-
Kesh muscle.
She sets you up and never cracked a Kesh's back. I assume it works the same. One spine down the middle,
Yes. Towards
She-
the center.
gets it all, and get your arms crossed
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
crack, crack, crack. And it
Not
feels,
proud about it. No.
Yeah, it feels good, and you're like, oh, that did help.
The 98-pound, 5-foot dentist is over here. What's the problem, guys?
Probably your weight is so light.
I
it's
rolled a
like-
19. So
Yeah, you rolled great.
I'm also
Yeah,
very
spider.
slender, not that tall.
Yeah, actually, one
I
leg
have
is
the-
longer than the other, so I just
Yeah.
always walk like that.
I have the literal opposite
Sore.
problem. He is so small and so able to fit in. I am too big and filled with pain and muscle.
You're using different muscles for this.
And when you get to the end, there you're on this platform, and you can see that there's some natural stairs. They're not really stairs, but they're just kind of like
Slope,
platforms
step
that
and
keep
slope
going down.
down. Yeah.
Like, all right, go down there. Don't. There's not. It's not wet or anything, so it's not gonna be slippery. But the edges are sharp. Don't fall, please.
Noted.
You keep going down, and as you're going, there are lights that are strung here, so you know you're within that 2/3 area that is still all strung out. And as you're going, every now and then you'll see a small worm on the ground that's like digging its way back into the dirt. You can see on the walls that every now and then one will fall out and then start to climb back in.
Are the worms edible? Technically
Uh,
speaking,
They are,
a last resort.
of course, they're disgusting.
Noted.
Their
But
digestive
they're
tracts
nutritious.
are likely filled with ore.
You got,
You need minerals.
I was about to say, you got your minerals right there. Your zinc, your,
Why you eat the eggshell too? Calcium.
your
I'm
zinc,
not
your
yet-
calcium, your tungsten.
Not yet in the
Daily
mood for
intake
a
of
mineral tube.
You mean you aren't getting your daily intake of
The most
tungsten?
important mineral they carry is in the water that they have, that they produce in their bodies.
I thought you were going to say the most important mineral they carry is the friendship they made along the way.
If you feel like getting your cave gogurt on, go right ahead,
Cave Gogurt.
And you travel for a while, and then you get to another area where you can see that the land, it's very thin again. It's not angled, but it's very thin, and as you go in, it starts thinning, making it tighter and tighter. But maybe a perception check, every all of you.
All of us.
12.
18.
22.
Oh my.
Two of you notice that way up high you can see a sliver of light running along.
20.
Three of you. There's a sliver of light that runs seemingly the length of this crack. Now there are lights above it, and so you can't really see it there, but in between the lights you can see that there's light that looks like it runs a natural accursion of sunlight that may be periodically streaming in from different places.
We are no expert, Jack, but we do not think we will be able to get it out through up there. It seems rather thin.
Yeah, so this, and I'll ask one of the sure, so this actually goes straight up through to the surface?
It does
Here?
in this area.
Oh.
That crack runs for just hundreds of miles.
My translator chip tells me to refer to it as a squeeze.
That seems like a good thing to call it. We were going to call it the tight spot.
You know, somewhere along there is where you're gonna probably fly that plane, that flying thing out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where, but that's up to you. I ain't getting in that contraption.
This is right now like narrow enough to touch
An Atmo ship.
Oh yeah, it's more like, yeah, you can only go single file.
Right.
No plane here.
It's a literal cave squeeze.
And it's getting tighter as
We
you
are
go.
feeling very tight right now.
Are you claustrophobic?
No, just very large.
Yeah. You can turn sideways. You'll probably have to turn sideways a little bit.
We should have brought the lubricant.
What?
You do not smear yourself in lubricant to get into tight places?
Not.
We will have to tell you about the time we infiltrated a ship via the vents. That was a fun time. They did not see it coming.
And after a while, you end up.
Is this a euphemism?
No,
Okay.
no, we had to strip down with nothing but the knife
Are
and the
you-
oil.
Sure. Okay.
After a while, you have to turn sideways to continue squeezing through. And then it kind of widens out again, and you can see there's been equipment left here in this, what is effectively another platform.
Camp spot.
Like
Mining area.
coffee or anybody? Do you know guys drink coffee?
We will take off.
I would take coffee.
Okay. And you
Coffee would
can,
be-
there's
Doctor,
like,
of course, will take coffee.
yeah, let's take a break here and have a little coffee.
Sore and
There
tired.
may be some snacks in here, and he opens up some of the boxes. Oh yeah, nice. And so there's some snacks too.
I do like snacks.
And you can see this is the last place where there's any lights.
Okay. We are at the base camp.
No camp.
When we go from here, you'll have to use your lamps on your head. It's always a good idea to make some like conversation so everybody knows where everyone is.
Excellent. This is the perfect time for us to talk about our story. So,
And he gives everyone coffee.
Always.
There's a machine in there that makes the coffee. You know, he's not a barista.
So do we have communicators?
Yep.
Will they function out here?
Yeah, with each other.
Right.
You can't access the sim, but you can
Right.
access each other.
Each other, just double check.
that's when I jumped out onto the conference table, and boy were they surprised. And then they were no longer alive. The end.
And all with only a knife.
Well, to be fair, they did not have many weapons either.
And apparently much lubrication.
You would be surprised how hard it is to catch us when we are in our element.
Are you guys
I'll
ready?
take
Now
your
you
word
have your
for it.
coffee and some.
We will have to
some
teach
tea.
you.
Coffee, yeah.
We will have to teach you Turkish
you
oil
ever
wrestling
used-
sometime.
How many of you have ever repelled? Use
You know,
climbing gear.
I will say that my high school girlfriend said I really repelled her. Is that?
That would be a no.
We are.
You two have. You have.
Yes.
What about you?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Only one loser. I mean, one person that can't climb a rope.
We
Let's
were-
go.
Our drill sergeant said we were very good at climbing the rope.
Climbing down is easy.
Very well.
And you get to a point where they stop and they say, all right, this is where it gets dangerous. You can't see out because there's nothing out in front of you from this point out. And he goes, there's a rope here at my feet. And you see his light go bend down, and there's some things mounted into the rock, and then a rope that just hangs off the edge.
For repelling.
Yeah, you need your gloves. So they're in your back, in your small backs. And
Do we have like
Actually,
harnesses or climbing
yeah,
gear?
it says you
gloves?
put a harness on you, and it will get you going. Unless you don't want a harness, that's up to you.
You want a harness?
Yeah, that sounds like safety equipment. Yes.
Some people are
Stupid?
brave.
Oh, yes, that too.
So he looks aside as he's quickly putting the harness on.
That would be unwise without full visuals. Like shining my light down there.
It's not too far.
Yes, who would be stupid enough to go without a harness quickly and puts harness on?
Hadn't been.
They
It wasn't on.
They put harnesses on too.
Yeah. They do it.
Yeah.
Of course, listen to the Sherpa.
And the first one goes over first. And you can see that even with the weight, like it's easy for them to lean back and kind of start to climb down. But it's kind of hard for them to maintain like an upward balance because the weight of the pack is pulling his back.
Right.
But you can see his feet are always against the ledge. So it's a hard cliff all the way down. You'll always have something to lean on. And then the next one goes, the last one will go after you guys.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll make a dex check. If you have climbing, you can make a climbing check instead.
What about okay?
Is it an
Athletics,
athletics?
or survival?
Survival would do it.
Yeah, I have proficiency with survival.
Athletics would do it too.
Yeah, okay.
If we have highest. You have rope and stuff, it's not that hard. You have harnesses,
18.
you do it well.
15.
I'll even
No problem.
I'll even dictate to Kel, while slide with your hands, intermittently pushing with your feet
I was sloppy. Get in there. Get in there.
in the tray.
There we go. 15.
Good.
Ah, you handled okay.
Yeah.
Nobody falls to the death.
Has Kel broken his neck yet?
Hey!
We are asking for we are asking for your benefit.
I'm
You
fine.
said
thanks.
survival will also.
Yeah, it'll work because it's climbing.
A lot of things
survival
can teach you how to
climbing.
climb.
Yeah.
Athletics can,
Yeah.
survival. Alright, cool. And you get to the bottom and the last Sherpa comes down, he's like, nicely done everybody. You just went 117 yards down. Pretty impressive.
What's a yard?
The equipment, you're right, you're right.
Meter.
Thank you for the catch. Whatever that, the equivalent of that is in meters.
Just take
It's,
one.
It's all, it's meters.
It
They're
does
close.
still
Silver
meter,
art use the metric system.
Of course.
So the Americans didn't conquer.
No. We
Wouldn't have mattered.
will be cold in the cold dead
Everything's
ground
in
before
tens
we
in the
refuse to
metric
use the
system.
metric system.
It's digitally sound. Everything is in tens.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not arguing with you.
The imperial
12s are
system.
magic though.
Right.
That's why we're still stuck with that crap.
We
So
will be
you get down and
Base 12, man.
12-sided die.
it's super divisible, without point somethings. So you get to the bottom, and when you get to the bottom, you're on a little platform that thins again, and it goes, all right, this is where we have to climb down again. We got to take our packs off, and we're gonna squeeze this stuff through, and we're not gonna be able to get down. So if you had that lubricant, this would be the place to use it.
We do not.
We're going through basically a rock tube.
Could a medical kit have like some type of lubricant?
And around.
The Vaseline?
I don't think there's enough.
Like that
I don't
X-ray
know if
gel.
you know, maybe like a little packet, but not enough to.
Kel, Jack, grease me.
Yeah.
Grease me up, woman. Going in.
Soap?
You don't need lubricant. You can do it.
The cables are probably slick enough that,
We're fine. We will know when we are.
Sherpas lower their packs first.
Taking the
All
grease.
the way, all the way to the bottom. It's pretty straight, not too bad. A few places, there's a little place that you can get cut. Be careful there. You feel it with your feet. As you're reaching it,
Noted.
and it's dark. And you can't really see down because you can't look down while you're climbing inside a tube.
Turn my head on.
You've had it on.
Yeah, all the lights are on.
Alright.
So so the first Sherpa goes
It'll
down.
be a blind traverse.
Stinky down here too. I forgot to tell you, he says.
Is this a...
Is it Endori Chiki Sticky?
Oh no.
I think numbers are fine.
Is this a worm tunnel?
I don't know, it's a tunnel. It's been here for years. As far as I know, it's been here forever.
Is this someone has a brief insight in is this part of a volcano? Isn't there some sort of gas in the bottom of a volcano? Like
Yeah, the planet's volcanic.
yeah.
That's why we tap. It's thermally tapped
Does it smell like sulfur?
a little bit.
Perhaps a magma
Stinky
shoot.
eggs.
Maybe methane-ish.
Methane.
There's all sorts of ore in this moon.
Well, not methane, but methane-ish.
Yeah.
Stinkiness.
Yeah,
not
sulfur
only
is-
sulfur.
Yeah. I'm just looking for the telltale signs.
Sulfurousness.
Sulfur
Yes.
mixed with stinky farts.
Sulfur and brimstone. Alright. Head down.
I'll go down.
You go down next.
Oh, do I need to make a roll for it?
You do.
Are we doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going down.
Nice. One.
One total?
You start to slide.
Well, technically it's a 7. It's technically a 7, so.
Why did we grease him up?
I'll grease you. I grease the room.
Literal butterfingers.
Yeah.
Lines on it.
Yeah, land on texture, Sherpa.
Sure. A dex check or a dex save?
Dex save. Sorry.
Sorry, because that's what I need to know.
Yeah.
To halt your progress.
Okay.
Your rapid progress.
You like find some latch as you're sliding down.
I will make latch.
Make a perception check.
I'm a bit busy.
Yeah, regular.
5. I'm a bit busy trying to claw my way.
And you
Green.
feel something sort of slime across your back. And just like it's gone. It's like really quick. You barely notice.
We were joking about the lubricant, correct? I call up.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Oh, okay. No worries then. Continue going down.
The next one.
We didn't try to
I'll go
assassinate
next.
you, sorry.
That's good.
I'm proficient.
We would have to climb back up.
There you go.
21.
Who's that? You're next.
Yeah.
And you start going down, and you're very, and all of a sudden you feel this movement under your arm that feels squishy-ish. But it's really you can't really get your light
It's hard
down.
to turn the light on it, so
It's
I
so
would
tight.
just continue.
And as you go, you see this thing go in front of your face that looks like a tentacle or something. And you realize that it's probably as long as your arm.
What coincidence?
The medium worms are not dangerous, yes?
They can be,
Oh,
but only if you're sleeping. Like, they won't latch on it when you're awake.
I believe I have encountered one.
Oh, that's not good. Already?
Yes.
Well, come down, hurry up.
That seemed friendly. Hello.
Seems you want to get to know me very well.
It's giving us kisses.
Would you like to go for a rappel?
Mr. One.
And the rest of you make your way down.
Is it still with me when I go down?
No.
Okay.
As you're climbing down, it kind of
Ooh,
it is left behind as you go down,
20.
and it's partially in the.
you got this.
It's partially in the rock,
Yeah,
and
okay.
you're only feeling like the back end.
Oh,
of
okay.
it.
It was just dangling on me.
It was dangling off, and you went past where it was dangling.
I got a total of 20.
I made friends with a worm,
Natural
but
20.
As you're coming down, all of you feel part of this worm, and you're going.
yeah, it's sticking out too.
Yeah, less and less of it is sticking out as you
Part
travel. So the last one may not even feel it, which is pretty impressive. They can eat through the stone that quick, through the rock.
Yeah, that was my supposition. Like a boring worm.
No, I wonder if it's acidic or chewing.
Like earthworms.
And you all get to the bottom, and the Sherpa goes, "All right, this is where it gets
Very dangerous.
dangerous."
What?
Kelvin looks up the tunnel they just come down.
Yeah, me too.
It hasn't gotten dangerous yet?
That was the
My.
fun part.
Yeah,
You and
the
me
dangerous
literally
part
just
here.
like, whoo, down.
I know.
Because you had a natural 20 and you got a 25.
Yeah, it's like, well, that actually was pretty easy. You mentioned it.
You're doing great. You haven't fallen and broken your neck yet.
The cable was pretty
I-
greased.
I am going right before you because we're the smaller end, and she also, like, if you don't make the check,
Right.
she wants to catch you.
You know what you're doing.
I'm the lightest weight.
Cal
Right?
is just a novice, but you know you're a fast
Yeah, we
starter, a fast learner.
We haven't traveled much past this, and it's a little less stable around here. So just be careful. Stay together.
Okay.
And they put the packs on. And
Mind your step.
Maybe I should have chosen concussive force as my newest talent. Accidentally cause an earthquake.
Nice. Sink into the mica pit and die.
and you start walking, and there's a downward sloping area that is thin, but you can walk not so tight you can't get there. And after a long walk that you know was longer than the first angled
2 hour
cross,
hike, yeah.
right, it starts to widen out for the first time. And as you're traveling it, you all feel a rumble. Not a hard one, but one that's kind of
Is
a
this
little bit.
area geologically active, or is that?
Oh yeah, we're near a volcano.
Okay.
Hence the tremors.
And don't worry, they're very rarely big.
We are not worried.
This is why I like spaceships.
It seemed to be well below the surface.
Let's hope.
Mind your steps.
I'm not sure that helps.
What are the odds of a... Never mind. We, in effort
Good
to,
idea.
in effort to preserve morale, we will stow this question.
Wise.
Thank you. We are very wise.
And as you travel, you see the
We are not very wise.
No.
this cab. You see it open up in your lights. Get to a point where you're only seeing the walls up against the edges of you, and they kind of fade out that way.
Mhm.
I think that we're entering the caverns now.
Oh, yeah.
The caverns proper.
Are we near the destination, or is this a large cavern?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We have to find our way around to it. And up at the very top of it, you can see like a little bit of like a light that cracks along it.
That may be our point of egress.
I hope it's wide enough.
Well,
We're pretty far down. That's wider than it looks.
Excellent. I have binoculars.
One would presume.
All right, so now we got to find there's a small crack between this one and the next one, and you know, it may be easier to kind of spread out to find them, but you know, keep your lights on, keep communicating.
Excellent.
yes. We will go this way.
Why don't we do it in groups? The Sherpas say. We'll each take one of you, says Elena.
Some
Each
could
one of
take
us will
two.
take a couple of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
2, 4, 5.
Right.
Yeah, so 2, and 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could be in the middle.
With Elena?
Whoever. I don't want to be out on the edge. That's
So
where
we
people get-
gotta go to the edge to find
Right.
the way through.
Whatever cavern chamber would it be adjoining between
It'll
us
have
and
white paint on it.
that whole ship
Okay.
You'll be able to see it with your light. There'll be paint on it.
markings? Excellent.
Watch your feet though. Ground is rough here.
Watch your feet.
Very well.
Mind
So
your
you guys all
steps.
spread out and start putting the lights up
Yeah.
all the way.
Split into groups.
Yeah.
Can my
Have some
drone
communication chatter.
You
okay,
drone
Cal?
would make light. Help with that.
I have no idea.
He can make light. Every drone can make light. Can it make enough to make a difference? I mean, you would need a floodlight to really make much of a difference.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying because I'm able to recall it from a long distance. I'm like,
Right.
it could probably help search.
You probably can't go any distance though from you. Is it like what's the range it can go?
From what mine?
Yours can only go.
Mine can go 100 feet away
Yeah.
if I want to be able to communicate with it. Which I do. So I would be sending mine up and around this one to help.
It has to be,
Is it in the book?
okay, yeah, so I can sense it if it's in 500 miles of me. And,
okay.
It's one of those types of things.
and I can confirm the exact distance once I'm in 1,000 feet.
Okay.
1,000 feet.
And regardless of how far away it is, I can call it back to me, basically.
Cool. So you can send it in another direction also.
Yes.
So you get 4 directions if you want. Okay. You and Jack are with Kiska,
Okay.
and you find after probably an hour of like everybody kind of traipsing around through here, a crack with a little paint on the edge. And when I say a crack, I mean lubricant would be beneficial. It's like very thin and it goes almost straight down.
No. Okay.
Ah, that's it. Found it. And the Sherpa taps something on his helmet and the light you see a blue light. We're at the blue.
Oh, cool.
Find your way this way. We'll wait.
start finding my way.
Yeah.
It takes you a while to get over there. I mean, you really have to spread out quite a bit. But it really was just a huge open cavern, just going in almost like a circle. And there were little holes all over the place that went down into places. Some of them were more properly round. Many of them were more natural, like carved, but some of them were shaped differently.
Like wormy
Or
Yes.
magma tubes
or magma.
on the chutes.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
I'll recount all the geological, mundane items that while you're making your way to us.
I
You
did-
notice the striations on the cracked rock on the floor.
I had no idea your skill set extended beyond the technological. That's fascinating. I mean, I did not take a class in geology in college,
You know, have you ever thought about how if we died here, that thousands of years from now, we might be found, we might be the Atorians? I think it'd be interesting. We would be the elder race.
No, Soren. That is not something I wanted to think about right now.
Too bad. It is what we are thinking about, now you are thinking about it as well.
Quantum mechanically possible.
And the first Sherpa starts climbing through. And he finds a place to lock a rope with something that punches into the rock and makes digs in or whatever if you need a hammer.
That's nice.
Pitons.
Yeah,
Sci-fi.
piton.
Yeah, self-drilling piton.
And
He uses
it is powered. It punches into the rock pretty hard. When it does, you can kind of hear it, feel it, just a little bit. I don't like these places, not these ones. Much rather have a normal tunnel.
What's abnormal about this one? Small?
You see how small this is?
Yeah, it looks fine for
And I don't
me.
know how far down it goes.
You haven't been down there?
No, this is as far as anybody's been other than some robot went and took that picture somewhere.
Oh.
These chambers are conceivably unstable.
They're unstable. But, we haven't had an earthquake or anything. We haven't had a Zarquake in a long time here.
Moonquake.
Why did I
Planet quake,
make the wrong
The
decision?
moon.
Agreeing to this?
moonquake.
Yes, but the payoff was very nice.
You were doing exemplary.
You are fine. You will probably not fall and break your neck the third time.
And two of the Sherpas go through packs first. They take all the packs off, and then you guys go next. Make me your climb
Checks.
check.
Yeah.
Checks.
Checks for the crack.
Yep.
A
Climbing through the crack.
Squeeze with a descent.
19.
Wow.
Look at you.
A 19 on the die.
Total of 20.
24.
17.
22
We're good.
or something. 21, I guess?
Caves are where you belong.
This is our third climb. We've got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you all get down to the bottom, and you're waiting for the Sherpa. And the Sherpa doesn't seem to show up. And they flat out.
Kiska or Asa?
It was Kiska that was at the
Okay.
end. Well, he goes, let me go check and see. I'll be down in a moment.
Very well.
Climbs up. Then a little while later, she comes down. Kiska's not there. Kiska's not there.
Did Kiska leave? Is there signs of a problem?
And Lassa goes, let me see if she's got her. She's not alive.
Oh.
She's moving through the rock.
Oh!
Does that mean a large worm?
Oh yeah, no small or medium could do that. That has to be a larger worm.
When you say large worm, how large is large?
We don't know yet. The oxygen has made them grow much bigger than they were in the past. So we've seen them about as long as halfway as long as your spaceship.
Big enough to swallow.
Easily wide enough to swallow. No idea.
And getting bigger, you said?
We don't know how big they've been getting, but the oxygen seems to be helping them grow.
Let's not None of us stay be alone, eh? I'm sorry about
I didn't
your
think
friend.
we'd run into them here. It seems pretty, although honestly it's a different part of the caverns than any of us have traveled, so. And Elaine's like, yeah, we should all stay together. We should actually move in pairs if we're gonna move anywhere.
I'd heard nothing. The tremors may be an indication.
I don't know anything about how these animals work. I know they leave holes.
If they are tunneling, the tremors might be vibrations resonating from their tunneling.
Let's try not to make much of a noise ourselves. They might be able to detect us.
It might not matter if they hunt in the dark and they could perceivably hunt by your vibrations in the ground.
We always assume they just ate other worms most of the time. I'm sure that is what they eat most of the time. Smaller ones.
So,
Let us make our way to the flying
For
device.
Kiska!
Yeah, for Kiska.
should we walk with our rhythm?
Yeah, let's in at this area it opens up into another cavernous area. There should be another area through here that has been touched by the paint. The robot that came through was spraying markings, so we should be able to find that again. I believe it's based on the info we have, it should be in that direction somewhere.
So Kel's definitely gonna be like listening and like stopping every so often, putting his hands on like this rock. I'm coming.
The journals show that from this point on, this expedition will be named the Kiska Expedition.
And you continue on.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're separated into small
After a
groups,
while,
but,
you
yeah.
find a marking to a round cavernous entrance.
Oh great! It's one of the worms' houses. Doesn't have teeth around the outside of it, does it?
No, it's just a round holes.
Okay.
That would be horrific.
Enter here. All right.
Avoid.
Go inside. My, this cave is a lot more squishy than I thought.
My knock's in
Goes
here.
in first, and Elena takes last. Stay together, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, like within arm's
Move
reach.
as quiet as you can. And as you're going through, you can. The rock is more like this. It's like ribbed all the way through it. And so there's a lot of places to get handholds, but it also starts to move up, and it sometimes goes to the side.
Oh.
It's not straight
Yeah.
anywhere, and because it's more smooth, it's really kind of slippery when you're turning corners or hitting, places that descend. I get dex checks from everyone.
Okay.
We start with lots of slips.
What? Get in there.
Oh, ow,
And then it goes quiet.
Checks or saving throws?
Dex.
Dex checks.
Almost fire.
Saving throw if you miss.
Oh, okay.
23. You're good.
18.
Lasso, you okay?
15.
And you don't hear anything.
19.
22.
Oh no, I'll send my drone ahead, right?
You can send it out ahead of you.
Yeah, to see if I can. Lhasa is the name?
La-
Person?
yeah.
Who fell? Yeah, they can't be that much farther. They're probably within 100 feet, I hope.
Make me a perception check. Because it's dark. So you're seeing through your robot.
I'd like to have the stats from my robot. I look down my other sheet here. It is +3. Alright, I'll roll that here. Ooh, 5.
Okay.
It's dark.
It's dark. It's hard to see much.
So I heard somebody just got injured.
You heard somebody slide down and start.
Lasso went first, and then
Lasso was first.
Lasso.
Kind of slid down the descent.
I immersed him then.
Well, you careful. Because he's in front of you.
we all rolled well, so we could all
Right, you
make
can all
our
go
way
down.
through reasonably
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
But yeah, obviously there's.
Push
Do
past.
this.
Oh, okay.
And you get to a place where it almost levels off, and there's a spill of red liquid on the ground.
Oh,
Who's first? You're
usually
you're
it's
after
Soren. Yeah.
Maybe a perception check.
Okay. I'm good at those.
I have dark vision, but helps.
He does too.
Everybody does for Jack.
Whenever Jack and our guides.
Yeah.
19.
You can see that at this point there's a hole above and there's something moving in the hole.
Oh.
Like a big hole.
It's a bigger hole, yeah.
Do I see her rushing to go down?
I'm
She's behind you, but she's
Yes.
trying to get around you to get
I'm
over there.
yeah,
I-
I'm trying to.
Forcefully, yet firmly put the hand down. It's in there. The worm. It's up there. I point it out as best I can. Something moving up there. Does it look like Asa is missing a few pieces? Like a half a piece?
Lhasa looks like
Or just...
Lasa's missing.
Oh, so it is literally just a puddle of ketchup.
Just
Floor
yes.
ketchup.
left behind some Kool-Aid.
Some floor ketchup.
Yes.
We don't think your patient is available for treatment.
What is it? As I punch up behind the two of you.
Yeah, I'm like near the back. What's going on? What's going on?
Over
And Elena comes in. What? Oh no.
Worm too.
Oh. And she gets nervous and she's like, takes her pack off. And she takes out a small arm, like a needler. A needler, not like a needler, a needler. Oh, excellent. Yeah, shoot it.
Okay, yeah,
We are
Go
hesitant.
past it.
Can we see it?
You can see like movement up in this hole. Like,
I'd like to do a thing on it. Can I do a thing on it?
what kind of thing?
I'd like to use synaptic recoil, which
The worm now thrashes about violently.
does psychic damage to
It
it.
does like a fright
It causes it to
reflex.
flee,
Yeah.
so it'll
Yeah.
get away from
It
us.
engages flight mode.
Yeah.
Well, I would feel like we're going to be in a Jaws Tremors situation.
Yeah, DC 15.
Cool.
So it also
I'm
has
thinking
36.
more Big Trouble in Little China with It Will Come
What?
Out No
What'll
More.
come out no more,
That's
huh?
right.
So that, I rolled really well. 15 psychic.
Okay. It made its.
So it doesn't flee.
It would take
But it
damage,
does, you
right?
see the, like, whatever's hanging down seems to be like in the hole, sort of like part of the body. It starts to move and roll past.
Go. What have you done?
I tried
Shoot
to make it go away. I don't go away, bad thing.
And a moment later, you see something else fill the hole, and it looks like a roundish kind of thing with little white dots all within it.
Back up. Maybe its mouth.
Yeah, it could be. Or maybe it's one of those squiddy things, a gavril, you know.
Right.
Those are lights. It's trying to communicate.
Yeah. I'll come up to it.
Flashlights in it, see what happens.
We come in peace. Yeah.
Everybody turn your headlights up.
Yeah. Have we got the motion sensor? It's inside the room.
Game over, man. Game over.
Alright, well.
It's a worm hunt, man. A worm hunt.
And then the ground shakes a little bit.
So does it look like its face is now sticking out of that hole, waiting to
Like the face is sitting above the hole, like it's at the hole, just right above it.
Is it, is it within 60 feet?
Yeah, like that kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm going to electric surge it. So I just basically with my Esper power zap it with chastity.
I hope it's not these things.
How much damage
We
is
could have
it?
tried to communicate with the thing. I mean, it did eat our
To make a
friend. but
range.
I think getting two of our guys.
We come in peace, shoot to kill, shoot to kill.
16.
We come in peace. We take home your
Okay.
plane.
Got it? Okay.
Yep.
Then on the hit, target takes 1d8 lightning damage and loses their cover till the start of their next turn.
1d8, do the damage.
Five.
Okay. It pulls away into the hole. You hear the movement of it, but it doesn't make a sound.
That is a disquieting movement sound.
And you don't see the whatever was there before in the hole.
We will go look.
Hey, Dad, don't go look. Wait. Let me make it safer. And then if no one else is doing anything, I'll create an illusory form of Soren doing one of these like cartoonish sneaky walks. Ding, ding, ding.
Is that only visual?
That's the question.
Yeah,
If you're doing a visual against a blind
And
worm.
it's got motion sense, yeah.
That's a good point. Let me look. I think I might be able to do. It might be. I think it's
not just visual, but with what you
illusory form is visible.
Oh.
The image is purely visible.
So
You
you,
would know that. You don't need to waste your time.
I was gonna say something.
Unless you think it has eyes.
I don't. Yes, I think it detects sense. I could.
you think it's a literal worm.
I could do tricky fingers and have like the little invisible hand or like little like a hand going gunk gunk and start poking at it. And we'll feel that.
We'll go
I could
ahead.
create a concussive force and bang it, but
We'll go ahead.
why would you do that?
Would you like to go ahead?
Throw a grenade in his mouth or something. Get out of here.
No grenades.
Even I know it is a bad idea to throw a grenade in an enclosed
Not the
cage.
case.
Highly inadvisable.
Do we have anything that can gum up
Kel,
its mouth?
that is very irresponsible.
Wait,
Do you have any grenades, Kel? I will have
I've
to
got
ask
something
them.
even better.
I have to ask them for them back.
I've got something better. Here, and it's just this little metal tube that's this big. Here, take this. This will help.
What's a tube?
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
What is in the tube?
Push that button.
Well, is it a grenade?
No,
No, it's like your retractable staff.
my collapsible staff.
Yeah.
So this way it tries to bite you. It can't. It stops it from closing its mouth.
That is a good idea. We will go out now and check.
Can't promise it has the strength to resist it. But there, look
That's
at
fine. We'll cut our way out.
So you're sneaking, or you're trying to
my
draw?
God, you're
I am.
What is it? The beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy?
It literally is like it's resistant from the outside. I will defeat it from the inside. I'm just gonna sneak out to see. Literally look up to see if the worm is still.
I'm gonna do sensory jammer
What's that? That sounds fun.
as my bonus action, and up to a minute, it makes you hard to pinpoint. Like it just affects all senses, basically.
Okay.
Sorry. As I begin sneaking out.
You get targeted. That they make a wisdom saving throw.
15.
And it doesn't seem to be there anymore. The light is on and you can't see it. There's nothing up in there blocking the hole.
There's no worm. I look up. Is the worm there?
No.
Okay, there is still no worm. Hello, we are making much noise.
Yeah,
We would like to test this theory.
Jesus. Well, there wasn't.
No worm.
We do not think it can hear us.
I'm sure it can. It's
Everyone
chewing
is
right
like,
now.
Let's just get past this.
Yeah, let's go.
I agree.
Please hurry up. We don't know if this is a sound theory.
Be
You're all
advised.
rushing now and just moving past this
Please
area.
move forward.
Be advised. Stop shouting.
Prepare for conditional psychic assaults.
And you get past the area and everyone's
Yes.
like looking up if they
Yeah, watch.
watch. All of them, if they have a weapon, are
Come
pointing up.
My
Like,
weapon is my brain.
Yeah, I know.
And I've got it primed.
Yeah, definitely will be spending the whole time like circling with my light.
Right.
No holes, no holes.
and it continues for a little while later, and then it starts to descend a little bit, and then it ascends a little bit, and then it opens to like a huge cavernous area. And Elaine's like, I think this is the cavern. We need to get down there to check though. And she goes, we have to repel. This should be the last one. And way up high, you can see like a sliver of light. It looks like it opens up to the sky.
The moon's crest.
All right, let's get down quick. I don't like being in these holes.
No.
Everyone make a climbing.
Alright. Here we go.
Oh. Still good. 17.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Natural.
What?
Right here as
17.
well.
Did you? No way.
After all my
Oh, you got
baller
natural
rolls,
ones?
2 natural ones.
That's a 10. That was a natural 2.
Oh wow.
Now I can create guiding discs, but
We're shaking up after this.
What'd you get?
that's an action to do.
A 2.
Well,
One,
altogether
one,
10.
But a 2 you rolled.
I rolled a 2.
And you got a 10, well, you have +8.
Every
That's
time
pretty
you
good.
do a check, she is shooting herself up to amplify that ability. I have been marking it down. She.
Okay.
You don't want to fall.
No, I'm not
That's
falling.
good, yep. That's
Yeah, you
smart.
can just do that with
If they are
micro
falling,
rolls.
can I attempt to catch one of them?
They start to, who's in front of who?
Typically,
Who's going
it's
first? I made a
been-
statement
it's been
that-
the
You go one at a
proficient
time,
people
normally.
going first.
Yeah, it's
Right.
the efficient people.
Right.
And I definitely made a note that I want to catch him if he falls.
Yeah, she had said that earlier.
Are you strong enough to catch a falling body?
I'm as strong as
98
one
pounds.
person.
I mean, you're harnessed.
She's
so
stronger
you
than
can't
more,
fall too
stronger
fast,
than more
too
than one
far.
man.
But you can slide and hit on the side.
Yeah.
I
I'm
will.
stronger than the average male.
I'll try and catch Jack then. If he's
And
falling.
he's small. So I
He's
was
falling.
Like, I
He's
could probably
sliding
catch
and
you.
kind of like loses his grip and he's like sideways on the rope and he slides and scrapes along the side of the wall. He takes 2 points of damage.
I would try not to be in the way of people trying to
And
catch
you
others.
take 1 point of damage, same problem. Like you kind of, there's an area I guess where you lose your grip area and you not being experienced with this kind of climbing it. You slip a little.
Bump on the wall.
You see them like fall, and they come down.
So we don't need to try and catch them. They just had a little tumbling
Yeah.
ride.
Oops.
A whoopsie doo.
Good
Yeah.
thing we had
Takes
harnesses and
moments
ropes.
yeah. And then
Y'all need climbing, Jesus.
Elena. And Elena is at the end and she's getting ready to climb down and suddenly you see something go
Oh.
no way.
Um,
And it's big enough to wrap her body inside its mouth
in one bite.
in one bite and pull back.
Can I shoot it?
And the rope gets pulled away with it.
I don't think we're getting out that
Can
way.
you shoot it?
Yeah.
Do you have a weapon ready?
I mean, after
You have a
that,
weapon? I'm sure. Take a shot.
I'm shooting with my electric surge, my Esper powers.
Oh, okay, yeah,
You got that right.
That's all. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's always
I have
ready.
my brain primed. It happens so fast.
15.
That'll hit.
Okay,
It's not particularly hard to hit.
8.
Something broadside of a cover.
Nice. You hit and you see it kind of like surge away from Elena and pull back, and Elena falls. The rope gets torn away with it, but Elena falls from that distance.
Oh, I try to catch up.
You can try
What do I roll for that?
Dex to get there.
19 total.
What's your strength?
Check. 10. I have the strength of one man. This is a sacrifice move.
Totally.
Gonna take some damage, but
So the weight comes down on you.
I cushion her fall.
Yeah.
With my 5.6 foot frame.
You take 2 points of damage, and she falls on you, and you. Luckily, it wasn't like a gigantic fall, but
Right, but I probably fall underneath her.
and she's covered in holes,
Oh.
like from the whatever the teeth were,
Those teeth.
bleeding everywhere, and in a slime.
Medic.
doctor.
Are you calling medic for you or for Elena?
He took 2 points of damage.
For Elena. But really, I think, we could all use a little bit of healing.
Who's between me and?
No, but you're in an open area here.
Oh,
You're in the cabin,
okay, then I'm going up to her.
and she's punctured everywhere and bleeding like profusely.
But she still has.
Still alive.
So, okay, then I am mending her. I want to touch her. Do quick emergency first aid.
How much does it heal?
Okay, but I also have.
I think that's a boostable one.
Yeah, you can do it rank 2
Yeah,
or whatever.
but it's like a standard heal. So.
And is that worm still within visual
Plus your
range?
forward
of us?
ability.
Pull back into the hole.
Okay.
Time to set up a perimeter.
Yeah, really.
D8 per rank, so you could conceivably do 2d8.
I'm just doing the first rank.
Yeah. And then
Plus your-
plus your forging ability modifier.
11 points of healing.
Oh, what? And the holes seal up from the nanobots getting in there and doing their work, and she like opens her eyes. What happened?
Apologies.
You were grabbed by the worm. You are no longer grabbed by the worm. You would live for the moment.
You should thank the doctor. She both zapped the worm, making it drop you before it ate you, and healed you up.
And our Kesh companion cushioned your fall.
It's true.
So you did not break your neck.
Oh my god. We gotta get out of here. We can't stay here. Fuck the plane. Fuck the flying thing.
We do not think that is a good idea. We need to get to the flying thing.
Kelleran points out the rope though.
The
Well, the rope's not falling. It was pulled back in his mouth.
The rope's gone.
Yeah, our ascent has been blocked.
We could climb it, but we don't like our chances.
We may require the Atmo ship.
We can't climb it.
No, we can climb it.
We have a ship though, right? We can fly out of here.
Somewhere in here, maybe.
Yeah, we
If
should-
it's actually, maybe we're wrong. This could be the wrong cavern.
We saw the paint.
We gotta find the thing.
We'll do it.
Do you have a sedative?
I have wine.
She does.
I do.
You want to waste it?
Yeah.
I'm freaked out.
Wine.
She's understandably freaked out. She almost got
Yeah.
eaten by a worm.
She did get eaten by a
reasonable,
worm. You got
yeah.
uneaten.
Yeah, as you do as a doctor.
Have some wine.
Yeah, give her some.
Drink some of that.
Yeah, just load her up with the wine.
Yep.
She'll be fine.
Maintain serenity.
So back to back to
I
back.
feel like
here.
I was stabbed everywhere.
You were.
You were.
And there's like rings of holes all that were around her body that are now that are slowly healing
Yeah,
away.
they're slowly healing out.
But the suit's still punctured. in
Oh
most
yeah,
places,
suit's
yeah.
all messed up.
We will attempt to prevent it from returning.
Her breather is not messed up.
Good.
Lucky.
That's also good.
That was a good roll.
Breathing in moon dust. Not good.
We gotta find the thing then. We gotta get out of here.
We should hurry.
Follow
it
the
seems
markings.
to be more frequent.
Make me
in this
perception
area.
checks.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We're all looking for
Alright,
markings.
we got one before. Let's do better this time.
A 2! It is better! Twice as
I'm with you, because that
Oh,
rolled a
man.
I too rolled an 8.
Can
Oh,
I
okay.
amplify?
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're looking at the wrong section of this chamber.
We're too busy looking for worms.
Right,
I
we're too
am
busy trying to
vigilant.
avoid
26.
wormholes.
You find what looks like a really flat area that just goes on for a long way. Kind of lots of areas, but sort of disappears into the dark. But it's flat and weird. Everywhere else is bumpy, and this place is flattened down.
So something like an ancient aircraft would need to take flight from, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Maybe manufactured.
Well, it's obviously like man-made.
No, not necessarily.
No, not
It's just
necessarily.
smooth.
It's just different from the rest of the cavern.
Yeah, and it's not completely straight, but it's straight enough that
Straight
if
enough.
you wanted to land a flying contraption
That
that
uses
needed a long
wheels. Yeah.
space,
Yeah,
that would be
landing gear. Plus it's a
I
one
don't
way.
know much about this ancient relic, but I believe this area might be a more probable area. Perhaps-
Turn on your blue light.
Are we all here?
I think you're all together.
Okay.
Everyone's
I rolled an
here.
8.
Go away.
I'm like, where am I looking?
No, I'm just looking for worms.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all trying to avoid worms. So.
Quickly, let's head to this area.
This way.
Guides you guys.
Yeah.
She saves everybody, guides you.
I know.
We lost without
This would have
you.
been a TPK.
Yes.
Nothing worm
You
food.
find an area that she finds that area, and as you walk down it, near the end of it, you see that thing,
The Atmo ship.
Well,
and it's
coincidence.
kind of like this. One of the wheel things is broken, but the wing's not broken, which is nice. And it looks like it could use some repair.
Looks reasonably intact.
Oh, good.
Well, I guess you can get to work. I will keep
Yes.
an eye out.
I was expecting the Sherpas to
Spending a little time looking, you can see that this cavern, first it's huge, when you turn your lights all the way as high as they'll go, you can see that there are holes all around the cavern, on the walls that are round. And
The chamber's gonna be pocked with worm.
maybe a perception check as you, the machine, it looks like the propeller, the prop thing is intact. There are no doors on the sides, like they were either torn off or they were removed.
Oh, okay.
Anybody inside?
No, but there's a bunch of these sort of roundish shapes in them.
Oh,
Is there any words on the
Eggs.
panel?
Eggs.
Oh.
There are some markings.
Okay, I know. I can already see how this is gonna go down.
We're stealing their
They're
babies.
still their babies. There's tons of them. This is a let's get out of here now.
Cameron's just looking. Oh
And
look.
Elena goes,
You can-
"Oh my God, we're gonna be rich! I've never seen eggs this big."
Eggs that big mean worms then.
And then
This is a mixed
the
blessing.
more you look around, you realize there are little pockets of these eggs everywhere. That in the distance, not right here, but
In the
they're all
chamber.
over the place in this chamber. In little spots, or like nests.
oh.
Sworn picks one of the eggs up.
How big are they relative?
It's got an earthy taste.
Oh, like this big.
Oh.
They're like this big. They're like double the size of an ostrich egg. Maybe
Wow.
even 3 times in some
Jawa
cases.
eggs or
It has a very very naturalistic flavor, slimy a little bit, a little salty,
We could see
more
eating this.
liquid in there than you would have thought, but kind of with a tastiness.
We could see eating this.
I'm helping you repair as fast.
Oh, he's like, I want to try that
Pause.
one. I'm gonna have
While
to
you
do
guys
that.
are enjoying delicacies
Yeah,
here,
always
I am
does.
helping
I do
make-
require an assistant.
If
Yes.
we are dead, then we are at least taking some of their young with them.
Eating, working. I'm interested in the history of this thing. Like, is looking through it for documents or.
What's your mechanics?
Make me a
I
investigation
think you
check.
use intelligence for mechanics. But it also is
A natural one.
It's a wisdom.
What is wisdom?
I rolled like 19 and 20 and 18 on all those
That's
I
fine
see-
rolls.
toolkit
I see
of
Kill
mechanics.
fumbling now that I've given the egg. I'm
That's
gonna
what
take a
you
look
do.
around as well.
There would be like
Paying for close attention to the cockpit to see if anything's
plus
damaged.
5.
Yeah, you can see there's a bridge to this thing.
So I can
Jack.
amplify
Okay.
and I have a plus
All right, I'll
7
go to the
to
bridge.
mechanics.
Okay.
Yeah.
17.
Where's the
So I don't know if maybe like
No
you
DNI.
wanna assist
No,
me
okay.
It does have all kinds of little
In 5e, there's what's known as a
mechanical
group
dial-y
check,
things,
where
not a
both
bunch,
roll.
maybe like
As long as
Oh,
one of us
okay.
makes it.
I'm
One of them
amplifying
you
my
can-
ability.
you can see a
I think
shape
you
of
can
the
amplify both
vehicle
of us.
I could.
with a line
I'm
at the
pretty
edge
sure.
and some
I think you
kind
can
of,
amplify up
If
to
I'm
3.
taking
Right,
enough,
and you're
if
like-
I'm taking enough time.
I think this is
Yeah.
for,
Because I know you can do it
Position in
before or
space.
after a roll is determined
You're
to
trying to
succeed
figure out how
or
to
not.
pilot it?
Yes.
I think it has to be
And I
for
think you can do
Yeah.
multiple targets when you do it.
you find there's a box inside there's a way to pull away this handle
Mhm.
on the bridge box area in the front,
Mhm.
and you open it, and inside there's a book,
Oh, it's one willing creature.
paper
For a minute though.
with
and
what
it's an
looks like a
action, so I
leather
can do
cover.
this within 6 seconds.
Yeah.
each time.
Neat.
And it's
Oh,
up to
I
a
just
minute.
banged my head on the
So,
ceiling.
yeah,
I didn't
I
see
can-
anything.
Well, he started
Well,
looking as he saw you were
Well-
fumbling around and figured I'd help you. He'd help
Yeah,
you.
the other
Can't keep
option
on ones,
is
can
that
I?
Is there any words on
it
the
could just be
There's all
one
kinds
roll
of
with
words on
advantage depending.
You don't
Any in
recognize anything, but you recognize that a lot of the letters look kind of like some of the old letters you had seen on the
What's
ship.
that? I can decipher that, you know.
Here you go.
He said, using his decipher language as per power, trying to help read it.
So are we both making checks or are we making a single check with like advantage?
You'll do it together with advantage,
One check.
but not yet. Your team.
Yeah.
I'll give you advantage on it.
Everybody's messing
So-
with eggs.
It looks
Excuse
like
me, we're
it's
messing with books now.
something called
See
a
what
pilot's
my roll-
log.
What are you sitting there?
Okay.
I think this is a recording of this vessel's travels.
There's,
Is it in any
diagnostics have to be done
known
first.
language?
Is it Atorian
Or
or
has
is
to
it?
determine if I can power this thing.
It's some kind of ancient Terran.
Oh, we speak Terran.
Ancient Terran?
Not ancient Terran, but
Terran,
I
oh.
think.
Does it Does it tell you what all these dials are for?
Yes, it's a blog, it's not a manual, right?
It's not a manual.
This is just a record of where that's flown.
Okay.
Where does it say it is flown?
I'm assuming it's...
My analyzed device could tell him how to run this, couldn't it?
It could help him. You'd have to explain it
You
still.
discover all
What do you
commands
think?
work in electronic or mechanical functions.
Ooh, mechanical.
Yep, mechanical.
Automaton, construct, device, machine,
You
or
could
vehicle.
explain what the dials are doing.
Right, how
And
they,
in a way he would
how
understand.
they
Yeah.
determine
And then he'd be like,
lift
oh,
and
okay,
speed
that's an
and-
altimeter, that's a
Okay,
plug,
yeah.
that's this. Oil
So
gauge,
he already
what
has
have
the
you.
knowledge, I'm just explaining, okay, this does that.
Right, he needs to know how to read these.
Yeah, so I explained
But they
how
all
to
make
do it.
sense to him as a pilot.
Yes.
Okay, clear the eggs off the card.
Not so much to me, but definitely to him. So I just gave you the knowledge, basically.
Yeah. You know what you would
You're the
need
pilot.
to do. You've never flown anything like this, although it's not so different from everything that
Probably
flies.
flies a
It
little
has
bit like a shuttle with a stick.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just the landing part seems really weird that you'd have to have some kind of a long, stretchy area of
Yeah,
flat.
have to
It's
repair
not
that landing
normal
gear.
anymore.
What does the book say, Phil? What
Can I
does it say?
tell where it's coming in?
And yeah, for most of its history, it was on Earth,
Oh, Terran.
Oh, it is Terran.
and it was in a museum. And a few months ago, it disappeared from this museum. Sorry, not a few months ago, a century ago.
Oh.
Sorry, a century ago, it disappeared. And then the log doesn't continue.
From a century ago?
Yeah.
So I'll just report, well, it was in some sort of
It
museum.
was apparently flown on Earth several times, recently, 100 years ago.
So I guess
Oh.
some sort of...
Some pilot knew how to fly it, right?
Vintage
Historical
vehicle.
vintage vehicle.
I rolled to look for the name, the Spirit of St. Louis.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, didn't mix up.
Well, I tell them, like, oh, very interesting. How the heck did it get here?
Time shenanigans.
Or they just stole it.
Who's they?
Stolen more like
Whoever settled somewhere.
whoever brought it down here might have gotten eaten by a worm.
Well, that.
This makes no sense.
What have we got for a fuel situation here? I was curious about that.
There's some fuel in it. Yeah,
Okay.
because of the air, the way it is, it's pretty dry everywhere. It's sealed still,
Oh, okay. Good.
so you haven't lost fuel.
Rusted.
There's some rust. You'll have,
Chemical
will have
accelerant.
oxidized parts, metals and stuff, but not a ton because there's very little humidity.
Well, I'll initiate repairs and, see if I can supplement the fuel with whatever power source they may have provided.
You'll keep an eye out for the worm now.
Me too. I'm not worm watching.
You don't think that the
Doesn't even
Fuel
have
stuff.
electronics, yeah.
no?
It's all mechanical.
Yep.
So I repair the landing gear and check
There you
the front turbine.
There you go.
And there are seats inside it,
Right.
like for passengers. It looks like
They're
There's
all
6.
populated with eggs.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Every seat has an egg in it.
there's eggs all like just sort of laid in there. It looks like
They're not
Just
even
laid in
strapped
like a
in.
pocket. Not strapped.
Keller looks in, says, counts the seats, counts the people, notices that they're the same number, and mutters to himself, oh, it's a good thing those other two got eaten. They wouldn't have anywhere to sit. Oh, shh. That's not very kind.
Apologies.
Kel, are you a sociopath?
No, I just was trying to see the upside.
They
That's
lack
all.
verbal
He just-
filters.
What every
had-
sociopath would say.
No, he just has diarrhea in the mouth.
Kel?
Just
Are we the
noticed-
baddies?
Something a sociopath would say.
Yeah. So does everything work? Like flap, 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 flap?
Yeah,
I'm trying
while you're
all the
working on it, you
trim
see the
and-
wings like do these kinds of things. Like
Smack someone in the head.
But do we need to make an mechanics?
you will to get the landing gear right.
Okay.
You go ahead. It takes you some time, but it's not like a crazy amount of time. It's
Natural 20?
Natural 20 with amplified ability and
With-
advantage. Yeah.
yeah,
So
it's not damaged that badly. Now you need to check the engine.
31.
Oh God,
The
yeah.
wheel is good.
Is it natural
Even the
20?
wheel, you get air into it somehow. The wheels were flat.
Hey, you can do the like little
You
somehow.
probably use a rebreather or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, yeah.
You can trap the way that
Ah,
slowly
worked
fills
out.
We would like it noted, this is not the fun part of the
I
job.
got it.
Little CPAP machine.
I told you, she doesn't leave without all her stuff. She
Yeah.
has supplies.
Congratulations, that is the highest roll of the game. 21 sessions in, 31.
She's your new Sherpa. And she's a doctor.
She can also just do all of our rolls from now on.
For Kiska.
And then what's another roll again for
And the other guy.
Yeah, the other one.
Masa.
You need to, the wings actually seem okay.
Okay, what
You want to check the wings, make sure that they're, but
Yeah.
when you check it structurally,
It
it's
may need
intact.
more lubricant.
It's the, you
Used
need to
it
check
all.
the engine. The engine
It's hard looking this good.
needs oil, some kind of lubricant.
Alright, we need to squeegee Soren over the engine.
Oh,
No.
what about the slime that's in the eggs?
Oh, yeah, that could work.
Could it work?
For lubricant, yeah.
Well, we only need to,
Who said that?
An excellent idea.
Make me you get an inspiration die.
Yeah!
Inspiration. Make me a perception check.
It's a die that's been hot and cold.
This
today.
is slimy.
Another natural one.
Never
wow.
mind.
That's
This
3
is a
out of
great
4.
idea.
1, 2, 1, 1. I do
Hey,
have a plus
you want to use
9
that
to it.
inspiration you just got?
Yeah, I do actually. Can I?
There you go.
There you go.
Hey,
Go
easy come,
There you go.
easy
That's
go.
what's for.
Here we go. If I roll another natural 1, I'm throwing this dice away. Expensive, fancy aluminum die
It is kinda
from
fancy.
Level Up Dice. Rolled an 11. 2 1s,
There you go.
but I have a plus 8,
Bonuses.
so 19. Took the
The
vigilance.
egg they drain has a bit of a sulfurous-y, oily smell and stuff to it.
So we'll pass this information along and see if I can extract some sort of.
You think you could?
You need to sift it, you
I
need
might
to,
have
you need to
cook
break
it
the egg
down
shell.
to kind of extract the chemicals you need, but you think that the eggs might have some kind of oil in them that is.
Yeah.
I have a
There's
Mineral
microanalyzer,
content.
an injector
In
gun.
oily form.
Damn, I thought you'd be here all day, True Fate, working on get oil with it.
You need to break the egg in two, like when they do when they're separating
Right,
the
there
yolk.
you go.
Because he was eating it, and I figured it out.
Oh.
So what you're,
Yeah, right?
so what you're saying is, we figured it out.
Something.
Yes,
Your
we
stomach did, yeah.
figured it out.
You only
We are
smelled it because they cracked it open.
Yeah, I would
And you realize, oh, that
Someone
smells like
is a
oil,
savant.
gassy or oily or something.
Here you go.
So,
Damn, we're smart.
do I have to make another check for anything else?
You need to test the engine after you spend the time to get the
You
oil.
need to synthesize oil.
Right, you need to do the
What's your
science.
name
of
is
it,
like,
the
you're gonna
chemistry
destroy
part.
these
That's
valuable
not a
eggs.
mechanical check?
Not yet. You will when you test the
Oh, the
engine.
question is
You
how
can't
many
test
eggs
till
we
you get
need.
enough oil in there to.
Right.
So we're cooking the eggs to get the oil.
Yes.
Now you're
Okay,
cooking the
Just
oil.
so
cook it,
that
make it
takes
drip.
a few minutes to
Yeah.
get boiling.
Maybe a few hours.
Yeah, and you know,
You can see the smoke kind of rising up out that.
We wonder if the worms can
all
smell.
the excess particles have to be cleaned out.
And
Would a laser cook them faster?
yeah, but it might burn away the oil too.
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
So I guess we're doing it the old-fashioned way.
You know,
We have a portable heater, chemical
and
heater.
you can eat the part that isn't
Yeah,
turning
chemically
into
heat probably
oil.
more efficient than heating a rock with a laser.
And you go through this process to extract the oil through heat extraction and cooking. And Elaine's like, I'm eating the rest. Do you want some of this? It's delicious.
We will take some of that.
Try some, yes.
So is there like fungus or fauna around this
Well,
area?
you see,
No.
are you gonna wander around?
No,
Why?
she's
There might be.
she's the wisest here.
Clearly.
There might be some egg fungus somewhere.
I'm definitely taking.
Actually, right around this
samples of
area,
eggs,
there's one egg that looks like it may have been damaged, and the stuff had goo, like the goo had spilled out, and it has grown something on it.
so sample.
I give you a mag seal jar.
Protein based.
I have supplies. Don't worry.
Alright, you're good.
I'm good.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
Yes, self-filling
And sentient-
vials.
and
Just like
sentient
hold it up to
creatures.
something.
Yeah,
and-
and sentient
And sentient
And
creatures.
sentient creatures, yeah, right.
Caps
We do
itself.
have
Have to yeah.
a
And
We could see eating this with some paprika.
and you finish the cooking, and you get this goo that is in your drip that you realize is very oil-like, and probably would work very well for what you need.
They do chew
Now
rocks,
we're
right?
kidding.
Now you guys
Filter
can
that
make
into the
your
ship.
guys check, the two of you with advantage, working together.
Natural 20.
Wow.
You got
Yeah.
your 20s.
Yeah, I got the ones, you got the 20s.
That's only 28 though this time.
Somebody though has to manually pull the prop. That makes everybody a little nervous
It has to manually like
To
do
start it, yeah.
to start the prop.
the propellers.
That is the technology.
Strongest and fastest to hop back in the
Probably.
airplane, which is probably Soren.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make me perception checks.
You are the strongest
Right?
and the
You
fastest.
just got all in total, buddy.
You
Okay.
15.
9.
13. We will go out and,
7.
You see something moving in the shadow, just out of the range of what your light is, that seems to be taller than you, higher than you.
Humanoid or something I can't tell.
No, just a big flat piece of rock or something moving. But it's higher than you are, like bigger than you,
Yeah.
as far as height.
it has a larger profile.
Yes, and I will then whisper to everyone, there's something big over there.
It's probably the worm.
I know.
And this is where we'll break.
Alright.
Yay.
You're gonna get eaten.
Good stuff.